bottle-sized sailboat in a high wind, trying high seas again, with the rigging too worn to mend, and the storm just coming in. The tiller it starts to spin, overboard there go the men, screaming, "Oh dear Lord, no, not again." But it's just the beginning, not the end.
The tiller it starts to spin as overboard there go the men, screaming, "Oh dear Lord, no, not again." But it's just the beginning, no, not the end. She tucks you in and lays your head to rest. With the luck you're in, she'll tear that treasure right out of your chest. She tucks you in, circle and start to sing. Juxtaposition, 2 rounds and you're in the drink. You're like a bottle-sized sailboat in a high wind, trying high seas again, with the rigging too worn to mend, and the storm just coming in. The captain in sick bay, night of dead, no sign of clearer skies ahead. But hold fast, dear lads, this is not her last. This is just the beginning, no, not the end. 'Cause she'll tuck you in and lay your head to rest. With the lock you're in, she'll tear that treasure right out of your chest. She tucks you in, circle and start to sing. Juxtaposition, 2 rounds and you're in the drink. Tucks you in and lays your head to rest. With the luck you're in, she'll tear the treasure right out of your chest. She sucks you in, you circle and start to sink. Juxtaposition, 2 rounds and you're in the drink.
You're like a bottle-sized sailboat in a high wind, trying high seas again, with the rigging too worn to mend, and the storm just coming in. The tiller it starts to spin as overboard there go the men, screaming, "Oh dear Lord, no, not again." But it's just the beginning, no, not the end.
nobody there means no one to share your last meal with. Your spirit's in disrepair. You wonder if Siddhartha wished all the Buddha. Was he scared? Hope his people make it back to hell. Hope his people make it back to hell. Was Jesus' father fair? Was justice done there on that limb? God's hand must have been scared, because the devil's always after him. Yeah, the devil's always after him. Oh, Apollo, can we be spared and wait for impending disaster? Oh, does anything care? Oh, they write in Zoroaster. Oh, are you even there? Or is it life in darkness after? Oh, is it life in darkness after? Oh, are you even there? Or is it life in darkness after? Oh, is it life in darkness after? Oh, about the way the world's crumbling down and down and down? No beach, just coast will come closer to town. Well, I see San Francisco Bay in the sundown through goggles or underground. Suddenly, California can't be found. Should all take a good last look around. It's closing time. I leave on the neon glow and the open sign. You're coming anytime, but you passed it by the road you're on. Gotta try to turn around your own design. Oh, but you're running out of time. How long do you think we'll stumble around and drown, saying the structure of the world was faulty found? For what it's worth, the earth is round. Ain't got no good news to say, so say nothing at all, at all, at all. How long till the third tallest tower falls?
inside. There's hope alive inside. You're coming in time. There's hope alive inside. Oh, but you're running out of time.
Oh my god, what the fuck is going on? And what the fuck you gonna do about it? Let's fucking go. Alright.
Someone put don't kill me. Somebody put their lunch in your booty hole. That shit was so cold. Like, don't kill me. I'm trying not to, but I'm just.
Connor, just give us a little bit of the background to this case and why there's been such a big political row about it.
How does the justice system deal with prisoners who self-identify as women? And that is something that the First Minister, Nicola Sturgeon, has been taking questions on in the last few minutes. This case centres around...
Imagine just being a dude who's like stuck in a prison with other guys for life in prison, and the next day you find out if you just say you're a woman, you get access to pussy.
Yo, but that happened though. There's a guy that says he self-identified as a woman, got into the woman jail, got 2 bitches pregnant.
No, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. What happened was a woman got other women pregnant.
I'm sorry, you're right. I'm sorry, you're absolutely right.
A woman got women who have uteruses pregnant.
That's what happened. You're right.
I remember reading that headline, and I just saw woman gets women pregnant, and I just went, bruh, 2022 is a wild year. I don't care how much this gender stuff goes forward. Every time I see these kind of, I just laugh. Man gives birth, and I'm like, what, to a dookie? Like, no, a baby. It's like, oh my God, stop.
A double rapist who attacked 2 women while they were known as Adam Graham a number of years ago. And they made the decision to transition while awaiting trial in that criminal case, and they're now known as Isla Bryson, and they are controversially being held in Scotland's all-female prison Cornton Vale in the Stirlingshire area. The Scottish Conservatives...
That is better than a good lawyer. You found the loophole.
Bro, what's up with these ladies with Superman jaws fucking doing all this extra shit, bro?
Because they want to do this other extra shit. This has nothing to do with trans people. It's people taking advantage of the loophole.
Sure. Right. But how do you know that? Well, that's a convenient thing. You say
the loophole.
Maybe this is true that some people will.
They should have taken advantage of the
loophole. You can't have every
loophole.
criminal who's trans happen to all of a sudden not be trans anymore because you don't want it to make, you know. Bro.
I can't be sure of that.
Okay, so you don't know what it is.
No, I don't know.
Okay. Listen, she said what she is, so use the right pronouns. That's what it is.
I never said the opposite. I will use the right pronoun.
Will you now, nigga? I just zoomed in on her. I'm sorry. It was frozen on this shot, and it just kind of fucked me up, you know? Yeah. Will you now, nigga?
Now, we are told that Isla Bryson is in segregation at this moment in time, is not within the general prison population. But that has not stopped the questions, and certainly the response from Nicola Sturgeon has been clear. She said, I don't know how it's possible for a rapist to be in a female prison.
Wait, why not? What's the issue? If she's a woman, then throw her in that prison. I've been told this.
What?
If a woman or anybody feels like they're a woman, then they are a woman. That is the ideology you've been sold to.
That's what.
You don't have to put on makeup.
Nope.
You don't have to change the way you dress. You don't have to go through any gender reassignment surgery.
No.
If you say, then you are.
And you
if
certainly-
that is,
and you
if that
certainly
is the
don't have to prove
barometer,
yourself.
if that is the barometer, you cannot take that away from this person just because they've done criminal activities. You get what I'm trying to say?
I get you.
So for me, there's an incongruence there with this whole thing. And it's a fucked up thing to say, but if you really believe in this whole transgender stuff the way that they sell it, then you have to say that this person belongs in a woman's prison.
Well, prison is a dangerous place. Nobody cares about whenever there's a man in danger in a male prison, no matter what they did, whatever, whatnot. It is a dangerous place, no matter what. Basically, actually, the punishment of going to prison is a bit that it is dangerous, and you don't have like all your livelihood and all your
Yeah.
So the one of the premise of the prison is that it's that. Let's be honest, okay? So whenever you wear other people that are like criminals, it is gonna be dangerous. So, if you, like you said,
In that pretty feisty exchange in Edinburgh in the last few minutes, described Isla Bryson as a beast, and they said that Isla Bryson should not be kept in that women's environment where other women are being incarcerated at the moment.
I will say some trans women look like their idea of womanhood is performative. Like they go to that 90s Hello Barbie look when they want to become women or quote unquote women. They go to the most stereotypically overly feminine, unrealistic, overly glamorized look.
when I see that, I'm like, drag.
I don't know what it is. It's just something I noticed where it's like some part of transness also means reinforcing gender stereotypes to the nth degree.
Yeah.
Bruh, do you want to know the truth? You want to know how I really think? And this is something I just came to the realization. This whole like idea of like gender expression and all this other stuff. I don't give a.
It's whatever you.
I don't. But listen, for me, the whole idea of gender has always been just linked to biology. That's how I've always used it functionally, right? When I take the idea that a woman is a woman, what I'm saying in that moment is like, she generally, on average, is going to be physically smaller than men, not as strong as men, capable of giving birth. You know, ass and titties. Okay. I'm gonna look at those stuff. That's always been the functionality. Oh, well, I express, like, listen, when I say I f women, what I say like that is I don't f people who express as we are biological females. Understand me? So for me, the idea of womanhood and femaleness have always been interchangeable. All this talk about, well, the outfits I wear and the kind of name, like, I don't give a f about none of that shit when I think about what a woman is. So you ask me, when I think of women's sports, I don't think about gender expression. I just think about their biology. The old use of women my whole life has just been for people who are females. So for me, the two words are pretty much the same thing, to be honest with you. Bless me.
That was something that charities were saying over the course of the last few days. And quite crucially, Nicola Sturgeon was clear that Isla Bryson will not continue to be incarcerated in a women's prison here in Scotland, will not continue to be housed at Cornton Vale.
You know what's fucked up? If she shows up to a men's prison looking like that,
Dangerous.
what she did to other women is about to be done to her. I wonder, as a means of survival, how quick do you think she about to change up her look when she find out she going to a dude's prison?
Oh, quick things.
Yeah. I'm getting face tattoos.
Quick things.
I'm buzzing my hair.
Quick things.
Somebody try to call me Ela again. I'm like, sorry, it's Elijah or something, nigga. I'd be making my voice even deeper. I ain't even played none of that.
Scotland's all-female prison. It's unclear, I think, at this stage exactly where Isla Bryson will go, and of course it opens up further questions about what happens with the rest of Scotland's trans population.
Has that heard before? Face tattoos and shit.
Nigga. I want to say. You said, is that her before? I think that's her before she goes to the male prison. As soon as she found out what the judge said, she said,
Tattoos, buzz cut. Where's the umbrella LAAA? Where is it?
yeah, all of a sudden she got face tattoos.
Oh, that's funny.
We're just showing you an image here of Adam Graham. who carried out these attacks when they were known as Adam Graham. There are 15 trans people in Scotland's prisons at this stage. To put that in context, there's a wider population of around 7,000 prisoners. Now, the Scottish Prison Service has been clear throughout the course of this that they make these decisions on where each and every prisoner should be held on a case-by-case basis.
I'm not gonna lie, that sounds a little bit dicey. It sounds like it ain't enough to just say you're trans. You're gonna have to do some proving. In which case, I think that's fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
I think that's fucked up.
Because you don't make no proving nowhere. And that's what I said earlier. Whenever you said whenever you say the person has to say that if they feel like they express in a certain way, they don't have to do nothing. They just have post-op, pre-op, doesn't matter. And I said, and they don't have to prove it.
Yeah.
And now you do.
Because if you think about it, gender reassignment surgery is actually pretty expensive. It's not accessible to a lot of poor trans people. So if someone feels like they're trans and therefore they want to go through that transition, them not having access to all that surgery stuff shouldn't preclude them based off the ideology you subscribe to.
So whenever you say, because of that case, when you say, well, now people are going to have to prove it, now you are actually being, you discriminate against trans people.
Yep.
That's what you're doing right now. In order to be fair, they need to discriminate. Ain't that fucked up? In order to be fair, because of a trans birth, they need to discriminate trans people.
Okay, that's
Catch-22.
Firstly, in general, any prisoner who poses a risk of sexual offending is segregated from other prisoners, including during any period of risk assessment. Secondly, there is no automatic right for a trans woman convicted of a crime to serve their sentence in a female prison, even if they have a gender recognition certificate. Every case is subject to rigorous individual risk assessment and
what this says, and I'm gonna just, because this is all like blah blah blah. Basically, what she said is, just because you're a trans woman doesn't mean it's true. And trans women are women with an asterisk.
Ain't that what I said in the beginning?
Because a woman would never have to go through this. Trans women do, because even though they subscribe to this ideology for clout purposes, the truth, or who knows, I actually don't know why they subscribe to this ideology. But even though they claim to, the reality is they're willing to rescind that person's womanhood based off whatever criteria they deem fit. And I'm going to be honest, if you feel like gender is an internal thing, which nobody on the outside can see, we have to therefore believe, what they're doing is essentially denying that idea. That's what they're doing, as I understand it.
And that's what I said in the beginning.
No.
When I said, well, that's not a trans thing. That's just and then they doing that.
If you're asking me personally what I think, I have no problem with this stuff because I don't believe that trans women should be in women's prisons. But I'm also not an idiot. If someone is a trans woman and they are being sent to male's prison, like, that ain't a good existence either. I think it's very similar to women's sports, where I think there's very few good solutions to this problem. And I also want you to appreciate, throughout all of this, almost like a forgotten child, we don't even know what happened to trans men.
Who?
Thank you for watching today's video. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. You know what it's like? It's like when that family's traveling, and then they go like 10 hours to like some northern camping area.
Yeah.
And then they realize they forgot one of their children.
Yeah.
Like the Home Alone thing.
Who? Kevin.
That's trans. Come on, son.
To do it.
Yes, I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
I'm innocent. You all, you're garbage.
If you're unaware, Eli Hart is a 6-year-old boy who was in the middle of a complicated custody battle. And in the process of the dad trying to get full custody, the child was returned to his mom. 10 days later, the kid was dead.
Well, court documents show Thaler had only recently gotten her son back. For more than a year, Dakota County Social Services had custody of Eli. But despite even their concerns, including about Thaler's mental health, he was returned to her. Jennifer Hoff is digging into how exactly that happened.
Julie, it may boil down to two things here. Officials reported that they didn't have concerns for Eli's physical well-being while in his mother's care, and his father had recently filed for custody. But in order for that to move forward, experts tell us the county case to protect that little boy had to be closed first. Julissa Thaler is charged with killing her son, Eli Hart, last week, but documents show she'd been filing abuse reports against Eli's father, Tory, since 2016 when she was pregnant. He's never been criminally charged, and Thaler at one point admitted her mental health issues caused her to accuse Hart of things that he doesn't do.
I can't even tell you how many times we expressed our concerns, our fears.
Hart's fiance says he recently filed for custody of Eli. That was a little over a year after court records show Dakota County took the boy into custody. Documents also show Thaler was hospitalized then and was hearing voices telling her to kill herself. While Eli was in foster care, social workers continued to document red flags about Thaler, including that she stopped seeing her therapist, had unstable housing, and was charged for stealing drugs. Despite that, social services and a court guardian recently recommended a judge give her full custody, which in turn allowed officials to close the protection case and for Eli's father to fight for custody in family court.
On May 10th, they returned custody and closed the county case in Dakota County. And 10 days later, we got the news that Eli was found dead.
While there are still a lot of questions, experts say child protection cases take precedence over any other kind of case in the state, from a divorce to a name change.
Minnesota law says is that the juvenile protection matter needs to go forward and be resolved first before those other types of cases that may involve the child. The goals, too, of the child protection system are really different than the goals of family court.
Also tonight, I reached out to Dakota County Social Services asking several questions about Eli's case, and a spokesperson said due to privacy laws, quote, we cannot comment further. While that court guardian with the state also did not answer my questions, only saying our deepest sympathies go out to family, friends, and all of our communities impacted by this loss.
You know, when people do some bullshit and then afterwards be like, our sympathies and deepest condolences, I was just like, part of me is just like, fuck you. A 6-year-old is dead because you guys couldn't do a proper job? Our sympathies and condolences. Get the fuck out of here. Some of you might be watching and be like, oh, this is the issue. You know, we always give custody to the mom and things like that. It's complicated. Fortunately, the way the law is set up over there, it seems as though in order for the dad to get full custody, there's a lot he has to go through. And this is a failing in the system more than it is anything else. Is there a gender bias involved? Maybe. Maybe. It's just crazy to think that somebody has known drug problems, no stable housing, mental health issues, schizophrenia, and everyone's just like, well, the law's the law, we're gonna give this kid. It's like, what? The one time where you need child protective services and all these organizations to actually function and do their goddamn job, you find out they don't do their job.
What did you say? The time that you need what?
Child protective services.
Who? Child protective service. You had one child. What you have to do is in your name. And protect the child. That's the name of your shit. Child protective services. That's what you have to do.
You understand how broken the system is?
Bro.
The child is in... He's under a child protective order because his living situation is unsafe and untenable.
They're looking at the
in order for the parent who can provide safety and well-being to the child to be able to get full custody, they have to close the child protective order to send the kid back to the dangerous environment so that the person who can protect them can now file to actually get... You know how crazy that is?
Wait,
you know how crazy that is?
The more you repeat it, the more you get pissed off, right?
This is like...
It's crazy, isn't it? Child protective... The more I say it, the more I'm like, what?
You know what I keep picturing?
What?
I keep picturing a kid on a slide, and he's just going, wee, and like the child protector push him off the slide, and at the bottom, there's just Satan's mouth being like, come on home, nigga.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's the darkness.
The first witness to take the stand at trial, Eli Hart's father. Tory Hart told the jury about the 6-year-old and the special daddy-son bond they shared. Tory testified, quote, everyone loved him. Everybody knew who he was at his Mound Elementary School. He detailed a genetic health disorder that had left Eli with flat feet and in need of hearing aids, but was otherwise a normal, energetic little guy who loved fishing and wolfing down a giant plate of meatballs at his favorite pizza joint. Quote, he was everything to me, completed my life. He just loved spending time with me. I loved spending time with him. Tory Hart also acknowledged there was an open and ongoing court custody dispute with Eli's mother, Julissa Thaler, when Eli was killed. Tory wanted full custody. During the prosecution's opening statement, Britta Rapp told the jury of 8 men and 7 women that Thaler killed the boy. shooting him 9 times in close proximity with a 12-gauge shotgun.
I didn't want to say that detail, but yeah, she grabbed a shotty and blew him open and then threw him in the trunk. It's actually really dark. I left that detail out, but I guess they said it, so you know.
Ms. Fowler, you have a right to speak this morning if you'd like. You don't have any obligation to speak, but if you'd like to choose to speak, now is the time to do it.
Yes, I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
I'm innocent. You all, you're garbage.
That was shocking. That was shocking. I did not expect that. Hold up. Let me just listen.
She's gonna get it.
Let me listen.
She's gonna
Well,
get
she already
it.
got life in prison.
Huh?
She's life in prison.
She has it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Hold up, listen.
I'm innocent. Fuck you all. You're garbage. That's all you're on.
Yo, you see her lawyer's face? Her lawyer's just like, what? Her own lawyer went, I don't think.
All right. Don't know that that's appropriate here.
Sorry, I told you what somebody else
What I would say is,
She don't understand. She doesn't understand.
I told you what no one else can. But, okay, as fucked up as this is somebody who appears to be schizophrenic, who's off their meds. But that's crazy.
Mental health.
A lot of things.
Mental health.
Broken system. That's what I think it is. I don't think it's a mental health problem. I think it's a broken system problem. There's plenty of people with fine mental health who end up doing bad things to their kids and would have done the same.
Fair.
So, if you had a proper system that works in place, it would have taken care of the mental health thing.
Fair.
So, to me, it's a system issue. There's always going to be people with mental health issues.
Sure.
And if they don't have the help that they need, or the system is in place to protect the child from the person with these mental health issues that they're not treating themselves or whatever it might be, then it's a system problem. That's a system problem.
The dad, man.
And that's the time where you say stuff like, systemically, these things are broken.
The dad, man. Shit.
So, yeah, it's a tragic story, but I just wanted to showcase it because I just thought it was so absurd that a parent with so many red flags can get custody of their child.
Yeah.
And it just makes you think, like, if this was a dad with these kinds of issues, do you honestly think they would have got custody?
Case closed.
I don't know.
Case closed.
I mean, the dads I know who've had to fight for custody for their kids have to have such good records.
The shit that they have
to get full custody.
The shit that they have to prove.
And I understand why there's a bias towards the moms. Like, I understand it to some degree. But when you see a case like this with so many red flags, the system doesn't account for that part. I'm like, I don't know. That's just crazy to me. That's crazy. And the people working at child services who let this kid go, they're complicit in this. You essentially took a kid, put it into a car with a drunk driver who's high off everything possible, and then watched them burn and die. And don't think, like, that blood ain't on your hands? Maybe, you know what, let me take that back. Maybe these people really wanted to fight this order. Maybe systemically they just didn't have the legal ability to do so. Maybe for them this is heartbreaking as well. I have no idea. Like, you can't just hold a child in your custody because you want to. Like, if the law says what it is, they have to follow that. So, maybe it's just that fucking broken. But it's a tragic thing. I think in these kinds of moments you think of who you want to blame. But at the end of the day, I just think, as unsexy as this answer is, this is a systemic problem. So,
yeah, pretty much.
Well, let us know what you guys think in the comments below. We want to hear from you.
I'll ask the question, fellas. When was the last time somebody got you a dozen roses and a box of chocolates for Valentine's Day? Fellas, when was the last time somebody took you out to dinner? Maybe paid for the hotel and the bottle of champagne. When was the last time, fellas? That's all I'm saying.
Nobody said that Valentine's Day was only for the men to treat the women. Where does it say that?
Nobody
Is there
said
a manual?
That.
My girl! My girl. Talking about my girl. That is very disingenuous of you. It's like, a wedding is not geared towards the women. Both people are getting married. My girl. My girl.
Nobody said that men have to propose to women.
My girl.
Nigga.
My girl. That is very disingenuous of you. Just look around you. Look around what the marketing is geared towards, okay? Look at the colors. Look at what is used. My girl, stop. Stop.
Hey, baby, you know what you need to do? I want you to get in your little group message and ask them how many of your girlfriends have actually taken their boys out for dinner on Valentine's Day. We'll wait. And we're going to wait a long time.
That's just disingenuous of you. And you know, and deep down inside, you know it is.
Some things aren't said, they're just implied. They're implied by behavior, they're implied by action that's gone over time and time again. Nobody had to write a rule book on how this goes, but if my wife did not get me a dozen roses, which she never does on Valentine's Day, I'm not gonna hold it over her head for a year. But
maybe you should
let me walk in the door.
To her and
I don't need them. That's the whole point. She doesn't need them either. She got everything else. Why you need flowers? You got Louis bags, Gucci shoes, you got BMW. Why you need all that stuff?
It's a holiday for both of you guys to celebrate your love for.
No, fuck that shit. It's a marketing scheme, all right? I don't celebrate it at all. I celebrate the 23rd of May. What's on the 23rd of May? Absolutely fucking nothing. People thinking that Valentine's Day is romantic, it's not. It's a day that is being expected. It's not romantic, it's the opposite of what it is. If I surprise you on the 3rd of April for no goddamn reason, petals rolls on the floor when you walk in, bubble bath and champagne, you know you're about to get your ass ravishly eaten. Yeah, that's romantic as fuck, my nigga. That day is not romantic. If you pick a random date, that's that shit right there. That's that shit. When I go to the grocery store and I buy some flour for my girl and the cashier's like, ooh, what did you do? Did you fuck up? No, bitch. I know how to treat my lady. You got a man? No, you single? That's why. We don't bring flowers because we fuck up. Sometimes it's not Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is the least. But if that's for me. But if you want to celebrate it, you know damn well it's geared towards women. If your girl forgets it, that's fine. Nobody bats an eye. If you forget it, shit.
If your girl forgets it, when did they ever remember to do anything for us? When did they even have that thought?
Oh, they do when it's your birthday. Let's not.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, on Valentine's Day. So you know, because you said when. So I thought in Valentine's Day, absolutely not. But hold on. I'm not gonna be as disingenuous as this girl is. There's some girls out there. I know you girls. You're out there. You're champions. You want to plan something for y'all. I know you plan it, and that's not what we're talking about. That's not what we know you're there.
I don't.
We know you're there.
I don't believe in y'all.
But it's a few of y'all. Not a majority, let's be honest. Yo, sorry to disturb you. I don't really like astrology like that, but facts are facts. And if you are a Scorpio, you're most likely a Valentine's Day baby. Yep, your mom and your dad had a little bit of friction on the 14th. And you know what the hell happened after that? And you can do the same thing too. I'm not talking about having a whole ass baby. No, I'm talking about giving the gift that keeps on giving. Orgasm. Sometimes it's hard to reach the places that you need to reach, right? You need the proper tools for that. Just like whenever you fix your engine, in order for you to go to 0 to 100, from no vroom to vroom vroom. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, but for that, my boys, I suggest you the low-key wavy. 2 motors, 12 settings, soft skin, in order to reach whatever you need to reach. We don't kink shame around here. And my girls, just for you, this Valentine's Day, we got the Sona 2 Cruise. Sonic clitoral massager. Yeah, instead of having the good old vibration, it plays with the air around the round, if you understand what I'm saying. Click on the link below. They have all sorts of discounts on the Lilo. Help yourself. Valentine's Day is coming, and you could too. All right.
We celebrate it every day. I'm a celebrating fool.
But you're so busy. Maybe you don't have time to go to, a nice dinner.
That's your argument? You're gonna lay the fact that I'm busy? Bitch, you don't know.
As a single man, how are you preparing for Valentine's Day? What
No, you just dismissed him. You just dismissed the whole point of what he was saying,
As
my girl.
a single man, how are you preparing? We don't. If you think I'm doing something on Valentine's Day with a girl that ain't my girlfriend, you a weirdo.
I would do the same thing I would do. I will pour myself a glass of wine, have a bubble bath, and then after that, beat my meat like every other day. That day is not special. What you gonna do on Valentine's Day? What day is it? Tuesday? Cool. I'm gonna do my leg. It's leg day. That's it. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna go to work because it's a Tuesday.
do you do on Valentine's Day? Russell Dorsey?
He's not.
I'm not preparing. What is there for me to prepare? Dinner for myself?
Do you, I don't know. Do you go on dates or do you sit at home and eat some chocolates and watch rom-coms? What do you do?
Going on a date on Valentine's Day as a single person is like the people that go to the gym on January 1. You get in the way of all the other people trying to do things, right? Let the people who've been in love have their time at restaurants. Let them have the reservations. Move out of the way, right? Go on your date the next day.
I don't celebrate it, but you guys do you. You guys do you. But my girl, you got to be better at arguing than this, because that's not an argument. The minute you didn't have no argument, you switched to the other one. All right? Maybe you're too busy. And that's why I'm not even listening. Not even listening, my girl.
Okay.
Nah, B. My girl, come on now.
Hey man, listen. Everybody got their own definition of romance. If it's dinner and a well, hey, kudos to you. I ain't even mad. Remember one day I walked, he came back from a trip, walked into the room, and I dumped all my clothes on the bed, and then left, and then took a shower, and I came out, and everything was all folded and prepped, and I was like, "Yo, my girl, did you do this?" She said, "Yep." I said, "Nigga, I'm in love."
You about to get your ass ravished?
That's romance. And best believe I'm appreciative, and then you go take out whatever. But I mean, to me, it wasn't a specific day. It wasn't this grand thing. In fact, I would say this is probably more impactful to me than a birthday surprise. To me, it's the little things. But hey, we all a bit different. What you want to say?
I think we're the same on that shit. It's sometimes, but people really think it's the big things. Yes, the big thing is surprise, but the little things.
It's the little
what you mean? You bought me socks? I hate to buy socks.
Yeah.
You bought the black
Because the socks family keeps stealing my shit.
Yeah.
I don't know how socks keep disappearing.
It's the sock
Who wears somebody else's socks?
It's the sock goblin.
Yo.
I know. It's the little motherfucking things. People think it's really big shit and everything and stuff. Sometimes you're gonna be like, yo, a pizza and falling asleep on some boring ass Netflix. That's that shit right there sometimes.
Hey,
sometimes it's just that.
I just want to say something. I don't know if y'all in a relationship, y'all out of a relationship, y'all want to be in one. But the only thing I say is don't take your partner for granted. The little things that they do, make sure you appreciate them. You take a second to appreciate them. You take a second to tell them that you appreciate what they do. Because it really is about the little things. That's pretty much it.
And don't talk shit about you. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's for another video.
Don't take it for granted.
Have you always had a preference?
No.
What changed?
I dated a white person.
What happened?
He called me a colored person, not person of color. Colored person.
I want to say something. Maybe it's just me.
No.
Maybe it's just me. How do y'all feel?
You use the other accent.
Hold up. How do y'all feel? Let me ask one.
What?
Tell me. When someone approaches you and they say, "Oh, you're a person of color," don't you feel a strong innate desire to spit in their face?
Because that's a term. That's what they use.
Who's they? Who's they?
Often they.
We're people of color. Ugh, poof.
They say POC, BIPOC in the news out there.
Yeah, and they the worst people. And they always the worst people.
And black people use that shit too. Trust.
Oh, listen. I don't listen. In all my years of living in this state, I ain't heard no niggas ever say people of color.
The BIPOC.
You know who it is? It's the liberal, left-leaning weirdos who say that kind of shit. People of color.
What do you say?
I say black people. I don't like this whole lumping of everybody who isn't white. People of color. Think about that.
That's large as fuck.
They pretty much LGBTQ'd us. That's what they did.
You did it.
They did. And like, yo, let's keep it a stack. If you've ever lived in America, the racial groups don't like each other.
No, it's very segregated.
So why you? Oh, people of color, like there's some kind of ally shit. Sorry, that has not been my experience in the States whatsoever. This is what it felt like. Defaults, others. And they threw everybody in the other, and they're like, wear it like a badge of honor. People of color, suck my nuts. Why? We haven't even really started this video, but people of color, person, and I put my life savings on it. Vast majority of black people watching right now gonna hate that term. Vast majority of black people anywhere are gonna hate that term.
I would agree, but there's a lot of motherfuckers that use that.
What?
But again, the left-leaning people. That's
Who cares what these people? They're just the losers. Who cares? You know what I mean? Who cares? We should never abide by what they want. No, we don't use POC. We say BIPOC now. Do yourself. No, just do it. BIPOC. They try to LGBTQIA +2 whatever us. They doing the same thing. They're taking the LGBTQ model and they keep adding new stuff.
You're not wrong.
Soon they gonna be like Two-Spirit BIPOC. It's like, oh my days.
Two-Spirit.
These people are.
You're not wrong. You know what? You're not wrong. I'm gonna give it to you.
To all my POCs watching. Oh, I can't even jokingly do it. You know what, guys? We started this video with so much negative energy. I want to say welcome. Hope you guys enjoyed
fuck that. You ruined it.
No.
You ruined that shit.
No, she ruined it.
Do you have racial preferences when it comes to dating?
Oh, that's a good question. Well.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you have a racial preference when dating?
Not necessarily, but everybody else in my life says that I do.
What do they say your preference is?
Okay, hold on. Hold on. There's just something about looking at people and you can kind of tell. So I got 2 options for you. Okay? I'll give you 3 options, okay?
Okay.
So you got A, black, B, white, C, Asian. All my Mexican. What about Mexico? Shut up. Shut up.
They don't do salsa over there.
What, Mexico? They absolutely do. But they do some weird stuff too, where they do the whole cowboy jumping up and down.
That's a good shit.
Hey, listen.
That's a good shit.
Hey, listen. I would be jumping up and down too if the cartel was shooting at my feet. They were doing the 1, 2, 3. Then they started to dodge them bullets. All of a sudden, they started hopping. So,
Black.
Black?
Mm-hmm. You say Asian, I'm pretty sure.
Anything Asian.
Oh!
Asian.
It's exclusively Asian guys.
Is there a race that you tend to date the most?
She looked like she liked dating men who are confused. Cause she looked confused.
She looked like she liked.
I think black people.
Black love all day.
I noticed it when I was in grade school, but like
she got a Nike shirt. She definitely going for niggas.
All my crushes were Mexican.
All the Mexicans like, yeah, fuck you too, cabrón.
Hey, listen, I owe y'all tons. I fucked that. I'm sorry.
They told you, chico, yeah. Okay, cabrón. Alright, wait, what you gonna do?
I love Caucasian women. That's probably bad for the character.
White guys, white girls, guys of color, women of color.
I like how white guys get their own fucking category and there's people of color. See, that's the shit I don't like. I don't.
I agree.
As much as I would like to say that I don't, when I made my...
If it's anything but white, I'd be shocked.
I was definitely only trying to match with certain people. It was pretty an uncomfortable feeling.
Why was it uncomfortable?
Because I painted myself as a racist.
You realize she felt guilt about her preference?
Yeah.
The only reason you feel that kind of guilt
is because it's only white. Y'all don't want to date.
She got that liberal guilt going on. Yeah, it's okay. You didn't tell these girls be like black love, black love. One minute you talk about like, oh my god, I only like white men. Hillary Clinton, am I racist?
A lot of people are attracted to people that look like them.
You like who you like. I don't think you should be forced to like someone just because it might seem
racist or not.
Do you think it's racist to have racial preferences?
I'd say yes, there is a problem with having a racial preference.
I think if it's intentional and it's like, I won't date any Hispanic people, I feel like that's rooted in racism.
Most people, when they try to avoid a particular race, if you dig into their past, they must have gone through some bad experiences.
I have like internalized racism and like anti-blackness and like all of these things that I have to continue to process and work through if I want to stand in solidarity with everyone in this country.
Is there something wrong with having a racial preference?
I think if it's a fetish,
Fetish, yeah.
Then yeah, probably.
But I think that if you are looking at them in a wholly sexualized fashion, that veers into racism.
Do you have a racial preference for dating?
I like my black men. That contrast of that skin color, to me, is very erotic.
Do you have a racial preference when dating?
No.
I don't discriminate.
People think I do, but I don't.
I've never said I'll turn down someone because of their race.
I love all ethnicities. I think they're all fucking hot.
What's your ethnicity?
I am South Indian.
Do you date South Indians?
No.
Okay, I don't think I'm gonna keep playing because I think I kind of get the idea.
Oh, that's so good.
This is what I think.
No.
I think a lot of people got preferences and don't know it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people got preferences and have it for the wrong reasons, aka some prejudice or some bad experiences, which you're entitled to. And I think some people have some preferences and they're justified. Me personally, I'll tell you, date whoever you want to date for whatever reason you want to date, however you want to date. And that's where I stand. You want to be with a white girl, you want to do this, whatever. That's fine. I got no problem with it. What do you think?
There's certain things that I personally don't like. I don't like hearing. I don't like for what it represents for me. But other than that, I'm not gonna go in. If that's what you like, that's what you like. You should grown adults doing their thing. Just do your thing, man. I'm just, whatever.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. We want to hear from you.
The contrast of the color of the skin is.
Did somebody make your skin
this a.
Today's topic, Hogwarts Legacy.
So if you don't know, Hogwarts Legacy is the newest addition to the Harry Potter franchise, and it is expected to be one of the biggest video game launches of the year, as well as one of the most controversial ones. Because there are scores and scores of people on social media saying that if you buy this game, you are transphobic. Though not to put everyone into the most extreme basket, there are others pushing the more mild take that it's simply unethical to buy the game because it supports J.K. Rowling. And so some of the things we've seen, in addition to viral Twitter and TikTok posts saying, you know, you're a transphobe if you buy this, we also saw many streamers boycotting because Twitch is hosting an ad campaign for the game. This because even though the game's producer has said that Rowling had no input in the game, and actually people have noticed that there is a trans person in the game, there is an expectation that she's going to accept royalty payments. With trans streamer Nicotine tweeting, I call on every streamer to join me in taking a stance against bigotry, hatred, and those who support such views. But since then, a number of streamers have gotten early access to the game, and Twitch has become a fucking firestorm. Like, there's this one clip. But since then, I call on every streamer to join me in taking a stance against bigotry, hatred, and those who support such views. But since then, a number of streamers have gotten early access to the game, and Twitch has become a fucking firestorm. Like, there's this one clip that's gone absolutely viral of girlfriend reviews. You see them getting bombarded by hate comments or playing Hogwarts Legacy. The girlfriend leaves the room in tears.
And every time I look at chat, it's just, the conversation is just like,
Maybe we can do like
bothering
a
me.
be right back, like a little break or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, bro. I'm gonna say this. If I'm playing that game and you in my comment section, you be like, oh, you want turf? I'm like, you can suck on the turf nuts. Fuck you. And all you people out there going to cry because you get some angry comments or some losers on Twitter talking about, you're a retreat. Fuck them too. Fuck them all. Loser ass time, I can't play a game because it's supporting. So 95 of the shit you wear right now is going to support somebody that's unethical.
I was about to
Your
say.
goddamn cell phone is going to support unethical behavior.
Doesn't matter if it's iPhone or whatever. If there's a lithium battery in that bitch, you support child labor. If you're wearing Nikes, child labor. If any of your clothes is made in Bangladesh, child labor, which probably is. Stop. That's exactly my point, but go ahead.
If you want to make the case that you're upset with potential money going to some person involved in the creations, I can understand, but think about how many other people you're going to be harming through the process. How many people put their blood, sweat, and tears into this video game, which by all accounts is an exceptionally well done game. Who cares how you feel about Harry Potter? The game itself is amazing. You're going to fuck over all these developers, all these designers, everybody worked on the game, the testers, the publishers, everybody.
Well, they should have worked on a better game, Abba. They should have worked on a better game, Abba.
I'm not even going to get into the fact that J.K. Rowling is or isn't. I don't even care. I'm just thinking about, like, Have you guys thought this shit through?
No, of course not.
People are crying because they get comments too. It's like, man, some of y'all are brittle.
Yeah, I believe that's the generation that we are right now. People are talking about, oh my God, internet is bad. Yeah, it's bad. It's internet. It's bad. People, whenever they can hide behind a screen or whatever, it's gonna be f***ed up. They're gonna be bad.
I'll say this: I don't even think this generation is soft. I think human beings are generally, for the most part, not equipped to handle a lot of this kind of criticism online.
I think you're right.
I think even if this shit existed 30 years ago, and people are getting this much hate, they would probably feel a lot of pressure too.
Think it is.
At the end of the day, people want to be socially accepted by folks, and so some people may not have the mental fortitude to be online content creators, to be honest.
Yeah.
And that notably happening on a stream where they were actually raising money for the Trevor Project. Also, someone even created a website where you can see all the streamers who played the game so you can unfollow or target them, prompting some to call this a literal witch hunt, pun intended. You also had big names in the space weighing in on this, like Asmongold, who stated his position in stark terms.
I don't give a yeah, if the game's fun to play, I'm gonna play the game.
Man, of course the homeless guy says this, bro. Like, he has nothing to lose.
He's homeless?
He's stupid. This guy's one of the richest creators.
I'm not stupid. I don't know this dude.
Oh, you got a whole setup and you play the game.
I don't know this dude. Like, every time, you have to understand, every time you talk about streamer shit, maybe he's a homeless streamer.
Damn.
Maybe that's his shit. I don't know the dude. That's some nerd shit to me. You understand? I don't know that world.
Yo, low key, I wouldn't mind watching a homeless streamer.
You know what I mean?
Low key, like if they were doing IRL streams, being like, all right, today gotta get some crack. Like, I'd watch that.
You know what I mean? Hey, subscribe, so I need to get my fix.
All right, let's put this stream on pause. Gotta suck some dick for this crack. Yeah, that's a wild one.
Wouldn't that be fucking entertaining?
Forget an ad break. How about some crack break? That's wild.
If people get mad about something on Twitter, you just ignore it for like 3 days and it goes away.
Then pointing to exploitative labor practices in the third world and accusing the boycotters of hypocrisy.
Like, is this really worse? Like, how are you boycotting Harry Potter, but you're not boycotting Apple?
Yo, Asmongold, just because you're homeless doesn't mean you get to steal our takes. What the fuck is you talking about, bruh? I'm getting so sick of white creators just taking from niggas like this.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Motherfucker said that shit before we're watching him. We're watching him say that. So technically,
all you people support this dude, y'all too. I'm just like.
With Hassan Piker, who's a massive streamer, speaking on this.
The only reason why I'm not playing this game, and I know a bunch of other people are not playing this game, is because we know that it's not worth it to get bullied endlessly and called transphobic endlessly in when we have massive queer communities and audiences. That's it.
Wait, hold up. You're not playing the game because you don't want to get called transphobic endlessly. Now you know how we felt when you kept doing that to us.
Transphobic, 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 transphobia, transphobic, 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 transphobes, transphobic, 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 transphobic.
Wow.
I mean,
this is you.
I mean, you gotta own it a little bit. You talk about it's unfair. Brother, you're part of that culture.
Yeah, he said that.
You're part of the problem.
He said that.
You're the one who throws them labels out very loosely. It's because you're transphobic. Transphobia. That's you. And I don't wish it on you. I don't think it's fair that these people are doing that. But I'm not gonna lie, you kind of bitch made when the fucking monster you created is coming for you, and now you want to get out the way.
Yeah.
Let it eat everybody else.
Yeah.
No, that's your problem. You helped create that.
You said that to an actual trans person.
Listen,
you're just trans. You don't understand.
Hey, I'm just saying. It's kind of crazy right now. That motherfucker's like.
And I want people to have a more positive approach to dealing with issues.
Transphobes, transphobic, 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 transphobic. Transphobic. You are just a trans person. Sorry, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Let me just say this. You're still bitch made for not playing the fucking game because you're afraid of some bullying.
He's what?
Bitch made. Okay? But I'll say this. Yes. Listen, I'm sorry. You a grown-ass man who can't play a game because you're worried about some Twitter words. Like, bro, stop it. I don't want to be called transphobic. Like, fuck you. Oh, you turf. Yay. Whatever. Team turf, nigga. Let's go. Woo, woo. I don't care. Bro, people have called me that for so long at this point. It doesn't mean anything. We should come out with merch.
That's what I started to do.
Yeah, just take everything they say, just turn it to merch.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Team Turf, whatever.
That's what I did.
Whatever.
That's what I did.
I don't care.
Like, I'm probably not gonna make merch Team Turf, but yeah, everybody's keep calling us Apple and Peach. I made some Apple and Peach merch that's gonna be available soon.
We like apples, we like peaches, eat them, whatever. Buy the merch too. I don't care.
You like peaches?
People have used the word transphobic for everything that it doesn't mean anything. So yeah, I am transphobic. Whatever makes you feel good. Yeah, I'm racist. I'm xenophobic, agoraphobic, whatever other phobic. I am. Yeah, I am. So what? Suck my. I just realized telling you suck my dick to a trans person is a wild thing to say.
Not really.
No?
No, because you can return the favor.
Okay, that's actually transphobic though. When we talk about
Everybody knows how much leftist love to chirp on the internet. They got no power. All they do is chirp, chirp, chirp. And that's precisely why so many people that would otherwise like play it, maybe even raise money for, charities or whatever. I got yelled at endlessly and relentlessly on my alt account. Like they were making it seem like I was already transphobic for even thinking about this. And now, look at that.
What he's referencing there is that earlier he tweeted, I was planning on playing Hogwarts Legacy and inviting every streamer friend who plans on playing it to a healthy competition to do a fundraiser for trans charities of our choosing, which is also something I've seen other creators like the Actman mention in the past, or with the general idea being if the game itself is not transphobic and your issue is with J.K. Rowling, why don't you negate that benefit by donating to trans charities? But whatever your opinion of this situation is, there's one thing that is undeniable, and that is that this game may actually be one of the most successful launches of the year. It's already topping bestseller lists for both PC and console. People are viewing it on Twitch like crazy.
Don't you love it when transphobia thrives? It's just so basic. Isn't it just delicious?
Fucking Christ, dude.
I mean, let me just say, put another dub up there for Team Turf. I mean, we're starting off this league 3 points ahead of everybody else. Team Turf in the building. Hogwarts Legacy, what is it? Transphobia.
And here's the thing, the sales for this have probably been supercharged because of this controversy. Like half the shit I know about this game has been force-fed to me because social media platforms love that algorithm. Engagement, especially because the only people that are gonna be hurt in this situation are content creators. Right? How many times have we seen backlash on social media about a thing and then it just not in any way affect how many people actually play the thing? Especially because everything about this ends up promoting the game. Even inaction or the absence of it becomes a news story. Where, for example, several gaming outlets have declined to review the game. And IGN that did tackle it added this caveat where it said, quote, whether it's ethical to play is a separate but still very important question.
You know what, Loki? I'll say this. I feel bad for a lot of trans folks. A lot of them don't care about this.
No.
Most of them don't give a fuck about this.
It's the one that do are very loud.
Yeah, it's not even them. Just like it is with a lot of black issues, it's a bunch of white leftist streamers who feel like they want to get online with their blue hair and talk about like, I can't get a job and I'm disabled. Shut up, okay? Content creators gotta grow some fucking balls, okay? Stop being such goddamn pussies. Grab your dick, grab your pum pum, grab whatever you got. If you got both, use them. If you switched it up, use them too, okay? And get to work. Get to work. Whatever you added, remove, subtracted, inverted, outverted, I don't care. Use it. Anything you want to say about Harry Potter? Big fan? No?
Not a big fan.
You don't think it's kind of gay that they get on broomsticks and try to chase flying balls?
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
No? You know, nobody that kind of gay? No? I'm not gonna lie, J.K. Rowling is a fire MC name.
Yes.
Ain't it? Yo, J.K. Rowling, cause nigga, we stay rolling on the enemies, the turfs.
There seems to be an epidemic on TikTok of people trying to expose creepy men at the gym. Now, considering the fact that the woman from the previous video we covered ended up apologizing and wrote this long apology on Twitter saying, you know, I shouldn't have done this, and honestly, I realize now that I was wrong and I misinterpreted and I used my whatever. I want to play some video for you guys, and I want you guys to see a difference between something that is reprehensible versus something that's not. Okay? So here we go.
Watch this guy try move to me at the gym. Checks absolutely nothing on his phone. Over at me being busy sorting my wrist straps. These fucking straps taking up too much time. Makes a swift return. Sad lip.
So I want to share my perspective on this video. This gentleman walks up, he's looking for a machine to use, and he asks you, are you using the machine behind you? Why does he do this? Well, maybe some of your stuff is close to that machine. You know, we carry these big bags, these water jugs, these belts, all this stuff. Maybe some of it is close to the machine and he just wants to be kind and polite. Also, it looks like he might be new to the gym. He looks lost, confused. He looks like he might be a little bit intimidated. It's even to the point where you make fun of him for not knowing the name of the machine. And let me ask you this. If he were to jump on a machine that you were using and he didn't ask you and you caught that on film, would you post that to make fun of him? Something to think about. You know, it's really sad that you took this interaction and you had to post it and you had to shame this man, to make him out to be a gym creep, that he's trying to hit on you just for attention and likes. The gym is a shared space. People are going to interact with you. This is harmless. This man asks you a question, you say no, and he moves on. This video never needs to be posted. You need to do better. Mind your own business.
Joey Swole.
I mean, Joey said everything.
Joey said what he said.
There's a whole trend right now of women wanting to be like, I curved him, this guy's creepy, I caught it on camera, ladies, support me. Recognizing a lot of this behavior is innocuous. You are ascribing to him intentions that he may not have. Oh, he looked at his phone, checking out nothing. How do you know? And let's say he was. Maybe he's doing it because, like the guy said, he's new to the gym. He doesn't actually know how to act. So he looked at his phone because he's like, damn, my workout's not going well. I look small. People have deep insecurities when they're in public. They look at their phone sometimes for a sense of comfort. It's not about you. Maybe he sees the camera that you put up recording a bunch of people at the gym and he's feeling self-conscious on his own. So he's like, I'll pull out my phone so I don't look stupid. There's a plethora of reasons why people do that. But you inherently go to creepy and then blast him online.
And you know what?
Shady.
You know what? Let's say he was interested. What did he do? Let's say he was looking at nothing at his phone and he was actually interested. What did he do?
I got another one for you.
Put your head down, put your head down, put your head down. Put your head down. Put your head down.
Okay, now get naked.
So everybody gonna put their two hands out just in front of them? Don't worry, don't worry. Right, now you guys can open your eyes.
Oh shit. Yo, jeez, tu sais que c'est fucked up? Si je magasinais ça sur Amazon.
Alright, that one looks good. But the one that's left.
You see that one?
10K gold.
That looks like mine.
The only reason.
I personally love this wallet. I've got my own right here. And wallet's just great. It's minimalistic. It carries everything. They look stylish. And they come at really amazing prices. And I want you guys to be able to do the same, whether it's getting one for yourself or one for a significant other, because Valentine's Day is coming up. If you use the link in the description below, you get 35% off for this Valentine's Day sale. Get yourself an extra.
Like this. Poop. So this video, I think, is a bit different. Let's watch it.
I was just trying to work out when this happens. I've never met this guy, and he's been harassing me for months.
Girlfriend, a friend, they changed her, dude. They changed her personality.
This time I kept my headphones in and tried to ignore him.
Don't come here.
Some of you are gonna ask, why is she filming herself? Well, she's probably filming herself for the form. Yeah, because you have no way of looking and watching if your form is nice, right? Yeah, that was creepy. That was
undeniably.
Yo,
if you listen,
hey yo,
did you listen to what he said? He said, "My girlfriend, you know they changed her personality." He's doing some kind of schizo, like some kind of weird rant talking about like, and then he walks away. Then he circles back, pointing at her,
Yeah.
And then he gets within her ear.
Yeah.
There is no scenario where you tell me something like that's appropriate.
No.
Right? And so if you share something like that, I'm like, yay, that's unacceptable. Turns out they located this dude on the security feed and they ended up banning him at the gym. That's fine. Right? The general public, the people who are reasonable, can look at that situation and be like, that's inappropriate. Okay? But this situation is similar to racism, right? In this sense. If I encounter a scenario and everything is undercover and, you know, a lot of it is subliminal, if I try to call it out,
There's no evidence.
there's no evidence,
They're gonna call it dog whistle.
right? I could be like in his head, like, the reason why you looked at me that way is because of this, but then I end up looking crazy. It could be also that I'm just wrong and I don't know what I'm talking about. And believe it or not, some of y'all are wrong. Some of you guys go to the fucking store, don't have enough money, want to leave with the product, the person says no, and you be like, that's because you, what? Some people weaponize it. Some people misinterpret situations and make it about race. And then other times it's subliminal. You actually have no evidence. All right? And there's times where you get it right on camera. And there's
that.
people in the public who will deny and deny that it's that. And those people, you can never win them. Right? They're so, they want to believe there's nothing racist in the world. There's unreasonable people. I'm not one of those people. Not when it comes to this issue. Right? I believe that there's men who go after women. I believe there's men who invade their spaces in the gym and do some inappropriate stuff. But I also believe that there's women who are weaponizing a lot of this bullshit to go after men unjustly. And that's not okay. The same way what he did to that girl when you went, that's not okay. I work with Preach and I never get that close to his ear.
Well, you did 3 times now.
What? What do you mean?
You just did 3 times now.
3 times I did this?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, replicating what he did. You've done that too.
Replicate?
Not what he did, but you be like, yay!
Yeah, I do that.
Sometimes. It's okay. You guys get the fucking point that I'm trying to make. Okay? Alright? Like, yeah, see?
This was a whole nothing
Yeah,
sandwich, bro.
yeah.
This
You know what I'm saying? Right?
This was a whole nothing sandwich.
Listen, I like earplay too, not from strangers. That's not weird. And we all like earplay. Who doesn't like their ear nibbled on the inside? Oh, you know what I'm saying? Okay? We all like it. We all enjoy it. Most of us. Some of y'all don't. And those people, vanilla as fuck. So, in the end with this guy, I think we can start to tell the difference. We just have to be careful. Not to ascribe people intentions without actually knowing.
There's a bunch of people like on the web and on Instagram posting. Recently, there was a guy talking about the cops. Oh, the cops this, cops that are abusive. This guy stopped me. This guy was over the limit.
Yeah.
Talk about I'm being harassed because the cops. No. Actually, you were going over the limit. That's not what we're talking about. Okay, shut up. Move on. That's not what it is. That's not harassment. That's you going over the speed limit. Shut up.
True. So yeah, at the end, that's how I feel about this stuff. I don't like this trend. I don't like that people are weaponizing this stuff. And the whole word, okay, this is something that actually pisses me. I hate the word creepy. I hate the word creepy. I hate the way people misuse it. I hate the way people weaponize it. And I hate the way that women escape accountability for using it against men unjustly whilst also pretending like they didn't mean anything by it. Sorry. You can't just casually call everything you don't like creepy. A dude who's ugly comes up to you and says hello, you're like, oh, he's so creepy.
No,
a handsome man comes up, he's like, oh, so dreamy. What's the difference?
Ugly.
The problem is not the behavior. The problem is not the behavior a lot of the times. Some of y'all just don't like who's doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's looking at me.
It's funny that
creepy. Why? Oh, his energy. What? Because he lacks confidence? He's a creep? Is that what that is? Well, hold on. No.
Go ahead.
He lacks confidence? You don't like his demeanor? So he's creepy. A handsome man is in the same fucking club looking at you, and now you make an eye contact and the behavior is acceptable. What the is the difference? How is a man supposed to know? But it's creepy. I just want you to recognize how unfair that is, because there's a serious connotation when you say a man is creepy. There's something sexually inappropriate about him. That's what that's insinuated.
Sexual. It's like it's borderline criminal when you say creepy.
Yes.
It's whenever you say creepy, we're talking about horror movies. We're talking about stalkerish. We talking about that's what you say when you say creepy. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just funny that in 2015, 50 Shades of Grey was one of the best sellers, and fast forward 2017, everything is abuse and everything is creepy.
True.
Yeah, if Christian Grey was another man and not rich, it would have been creepy, all right.
That was my notes. That's all I really had. Anything else? Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. We want to hear from you.
Is Mr. Beast a disgusting, exploitive monster, or is he a hero? Or both of those arguments have been flying around the internet for over a day now. And that's because over the weekend, he uploaded a video titled 1,000 Blind People See for the First Time, where you see him work with a surgeon to perform an operation on blind. blind and partially blind people that would allow them to get their vision back.
They can't see, but we have all the technology to fix it.
Yep, half of all the blindness in the world is people who need a 10-minute surgery.
But the thing is, a lot of these people just don't have access to it or the money for it, even though it's life-changing. With a number of people sharing their stories to Mr. Beast and his team, you know, one person in the video saying blindness stopped them from working, another saying he's never been able to drive a car, but this procedure changed all that. And of course, because it's Mr. Beast, he didn't just stop at the surgeries. He gave one guy a Tesla, others got money.
What does this say?
You just won $10,000.
Here you go.
Oh my gosh.
You also see him take this international with people from other countries also getting help, and in total changing at least 1,000 lives. And largely the response to this video has been very, very positive. People saying it's heartwarming, it's amazing, but also others saying things like, are we going to start celebrating people with resources giving back to people for entertainment only? He gave these surgeries to people who agreed to be in a YouTube video for him to monetize. How is that charity? And he just makes people dance on camera for basic human needs so he can make millions. As well as some that were split saying he makes a good impact, but he does it in a borderline or maybe not borderline unethical way that benefits himself more than anyone he could ever help. Giving should be a selfless act.
Well, here was some of the online discourse, courtesy of Distractify, to give you a little bit of flavor of what people were saying. Quote, if Mr. Beast truly wanted to do something good and truly cares about disabled people, he would not monetize their suffering and make them tap dance on video just so he can slap it up on YouTube. I'm tired of having to perform gratitude for wealthy people just to stay alive. Others went even further. This person tweeted, there is something so demonic about this, and I can't even articulate what it is, and they've got screenshots from the video. Sticking with the satanic theme here, this individual really went all in, tweeting, he is literally the Antichrist.
There's always some sick people. Okay, but we won't talk about that. So what do you think about people being mad about this?
Okay. I'm going to start from the beginning. I don't like when people film people giving to homeless people.
You got a little...
That don't matter. They're not going to show the camera. Whatever.
So you walk in the world and you always look sharp. Go ahead. I support you. Go ahead. I'm supporting. There's nothing to do with the camera. This is for you.
It's fine.
All right,
it's fine.
Stop getting like a schoolgirl because I said something nice.
That's fine. And I'm not gonna find it. It's so f***ed up to have a beard like
Wait,
that.
this is a selfless act I just did for you on camera, which we're gonna monetize.
You're a f***ing demon.
I'm the Antichrist. You didn't even see that coming. I would not have done that kind of thing off camera.
You are a demon.
Hey, I'll say this. People get mad because they film the stories. Take the macro aspect out of it. This is your sibling, your sister, your brother, your father, doesn't matter. They've not been able to see for most of their life. And they can't afford to fix it, and you can't afford to pay for it. And Mr. Beast comes by and he says, listen, I think I can help. I can give your father his eyesight so he can look at you again. And he gives you an option. He says, we can tell your story or we cannot. Because understand, there's 1,000 people that they've helped. They didn't film all those stories. There's plenty of people they helped that never went online. And they gave people options. Would you like to tell this story? And you say, I'd love to. If this helps you make more so you can help more people, I would love to.
Mm-hmm.
If this means that you raise awareness for the fact that most people are blind, not due to some genetic issue that can't be cured, but because of easily curable 10-minute procedures that we can't afford, I would love to. And all of a sudden, your father can now see again. They're bawling their eyes out because they're making eye contact and they really feel like they're being seen for the first time. That's what he's giving these people. And rather than having this kind of outrage for the systems that create these inequalities, you direct it at the individual who's greatly improving their lives and allowing families to be able to look at each other. There's not a day that I'm ever going to look at somebody doing something this positive and try to figure out their motives. I don't even care. Let's say I'm the most uncharitable person, and I think Mr. Beast is a selfish piece of shit human being who's only doing this for the clicks. I don't give a fuck.
That's how we.
There is 1,000 people now that can see that couldn't see yesterday. And if he takes that money and wants to be more egotistical to save another 1,000, I will celebrate that too. I don't give a fuck what's in his heart or what his intentions are. People that couldn't see can now see.
That's the way to be egotistical.
Do you understand? Close your fucking eyes. Now that's your rest of your life. Someone can change that. I will never sit here and get mad at him for that.
That's
because we spend too much time in our society celebrating niggas with guns shooting each other, celebrating people who are getting violent in the ring or doing other kinds of crazy stuff. Someone's giving people their eyesight back.
Bring it.
And you want to call them demons.
Tell them.
Then, bitch, I want to be in hell.
Especially now, it's kind of cold outside.
I'm just keeping it stacked with y'all. This is the kind of stuff that I see people doing online that I'm like, this is goofy virtue signaling to me.
Yo,
think about the outcomes. That's just I want you guys to think more about
But you
that.
said something very interesting. That's how he chose to be selfish? Like, if he wants to... Think about what you're saying, guys. His way of being selfish... Like, he loves clicks so much that he's going to be selfish and help 1,000 people.
I think the word selfish has such a negative connotation because I think the way that people employ it is like there's an extreme interest in oneself. I think most actions, if you take it at the literal definition, have some self-interest involved.
Man, King.
When you do something good for other people, you partially do it because it feels good, because you're rewarded, because you're strengthening bonds, because you're helping others. Yeah, you're doing it for them, but there's also a part of you that's rewarded for that. That's not even a bad thing. This is literally our biology, all right, and our social skills being programmed into us to encourage us and incentivize us to do good things. The same thing with our families and helping them. Like, it does give us a rewarding feeling.
Obey,
And
you're
it's
going
okay.
pretty hard
You
on
don't
that
feel
door.
guilty about that. It's not a bad thing. This is
Yeah,
our
you
social
slammed it on the way
engineering
out
over
and slammed it
hundreds of
just now on the
decades,
way in.
encouraging us to create communities.
No worries, just wanted
Whether
it
you're
out.
Giving people tax write-offs so they can donate more. Whether you are
I know, and I
telling
stole the
people,
bet,
You're a
and
great
he's
job,
here
and I
with
really
me.
appreciate it. And you're making them feel good when they do something good. Whatever the fuck it is, encourage people to do good. We need to. We need to encourage everybody to start giving more, to do more. Because it helps the people in your community. And I'm not even talking about big stuff. Go volunteer at a soup kitchen. And I'll say, good, I'm grateful that you're doing that. Even if you only doing it to hear my words of affirmation, it doesn't fucking matter. Because they need those volunteers. You understand? So whoever it is, if they do something good, go out of your way to thank them, to really appreciate what they've done. Show gratitude. Because it might just be the extra boost that they need to do more good for other people. And guess what? You're creating a chain reaction. So let's get out of trying to read people's intentions, to try to make people perfect angels that don't exist, who are Mother Teresa, right? And let's just encourage people when they do something good. That's all.
I'm not a fan of people giving to homeless people like a $20 and you're like, camera in the face. It's fucked up. And I think it's a different thing than what Mr. Beast does, just because you're filming misery. All right, these people are not necessarily miserable, but like I feel like sometimes they don't get asked, those homeless people, if they want to be on cam. You just arrive here with your cam and you give that shit I hate. Like, ask people if you want to film them and stuff like that. In the case of Mr. Beef, Mr. Beef.
Now that he came out with them burgers, I might start calling him Mr. Beef. Hey, pause. Mr. Beef sounds like a good porn name. Yeah. You found out this nigga is hung?
Yeah, and whenever
hey, Mr. Beef went to Mr. Beef.
Yeah, and then when he comes, he goes, beefcake.
What?
Because is the icing on the cake? On the
Anyways, let's go. Sorry, I can cut you off. My bad.
Yeah, so I don't like when they do that. Now, in this case, with Mr. Beast himself, he gets people on there. He asks them to be like, there's consent to be there, and he heals them. And yeah, the reason why he's able to do that to so many people is because people are watching his video. So it goes back. So he created a separate channel called Mr. Beast Philanthropy, right? So he did a separate thing to be able to help people and give back. Because at some point you get so much out of you, and you cover your basic needs. You want to give back. It's either two things, okay? When you stack up a lot of money, it's either you buy stupid shit or you give back. It's really the two avenues that you have. So he decided to create another, like a separate channel to give back to people. And whenever he does that, in the process that he does that, of course, it's going to be he's gonna make a video out of it to make more profit, to be able to give back to other people. So it's like if those people that cannot give back to other people are actually with those videos helping give back to other people. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, right? They give to the next person. So if Mr. Beast helped me, I help Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast helps some other person. So I don't think it's that bad, and I really don't think it is the same thing as people just arriving in front of homeless people not caring. Because when you arrive to homeless people and you don't ask them permission, you do not care about the situation and who they are. It's not the same level. Yeah, but I'm helping you, so shut the fuck up. And you don't have the right to say yes or no. These people have the right to say yes or no. You know what I mean? So yeah. I can understand the feeling when people say that he is using those people, but you hear all those people say, well, you know, it only takes $2 billion to solve world hunger, and people don't do it. And people don't do it. They don't do anything. Elon Musk, you hear all sorts of things about people with a lot of money, that they don't do nothing with their money. And then you see someone that does actually something good with his money. You know how many YouTubers there is out there that do stupid shit with their money?
What, babe?
That go out and create more videos to create more stupid shit. I'd rather like this. You can call it what you want, but I'd rather this. So I'm with it. It's a bit like like what Cat Williams said.
No, I haven't.
Bubble, I don't eat pussy for you. I eat pussy for me. Does it make you feel good? Yeah, but I didn't do it for you. I did it for me. Yeah. And there's another thing that I was just thinking while Abba was talking. Maybe he does that for clips. Maybe he does that for clicks. Maybe. Or maybe he films the whole process for transparency.
Or for awareness.
So you show where it goes. So you show where the money is taken and where it goes and how the process was, so you don't think it's a sham to get more clicks, actually. No, like a lot of things that happen and a lot of other fundraisings that happen that we didn't know where the money is going. That's the proof that people are being like, BC, you know, they're being freed for the shackle, from their shackles of blindness. You know what I mean? You can actually see the work, where he goes, what it takes, and it brings awareness to what this thing is. It's really simple. You just need this. Boom. That's it. Maybe it's just awareness and transparency.
I don't believe. I don't know. I don't believe half the people who have an issue with this really care about the issue. I think when someone's popular and they're doing the good thing,
they try to find
people want to see the demons in them. Why? Because they become very uncomfortable with the thought of someone being really good in that sense, because it reflects their own negative impressions about themselves. Or it shines a light on what little that they're doing. But you don't have to be insecure. It's not because someone else is shining bright that there's something that you have to be feeling terrible about. Their light doesn't have to dim yours. At the end of the day, I'm just happy that a lot of people get to see. You know, that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. If you've ever had short periods of time where you didn't have access to your vision, you know how fucking chilling that is. And some people have to live with that every day, and they cope and they adjust and they make life work. But for those who do get that gift, it's a beautiful thing. When I see people who would otherwise be bound to wheelchairs their whole life get prosthetics that are newly built technology, I'm excited for them. People are getting a better life. You know, and with all the negative stuff happening in the world, it's cool to see the technology and these creators who are, you know, are high school dropouts all the time, or are pooling their resources together to create change in the lives of so many fucking people. So, I don't know. To me, I didn't want to just end this getting mad at the detractors. What he did was fucking amazing. Period. Amazing.
If I could reach as many people as he can reach and do as much good, shit.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you know, we got people who like glorify their lives with possessions and Bugattis and whatever the fuck else they can afford. Everyone's like, wow, that's the pinnacle of success. Nah, bro. This is what it is. When you can change communities, change the lives of so many people for the better, using your hard-earned dollars, not for your self-interest, but for changing other people's lives. To me, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I think it's a beautiful thing, and you're gonna have a hard time convincing me otherwise. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. We want to hear from you.
The video, say those who've seen it, shows police in Memphis beating this man, Tyree Nichols, pulled over in a traffic stop January 7th. It's described as savage. Senior investigators in Tennessee say they've never seen anything so brutal.
I'm grieved. Frankly, I'm shocked. I'm sickened by what I saw.
In now laying criminal charges against the 5 now ex-officers accused, including second-degree murder for each of them, local authorities made their position clear.
While each of the 5 individuals played a different role in the incident in question, the actions of all of them resulted in the death of Tyree Nichols, and they are all responsible.
I'm not watching the video.
You haven't seen it?
I don't want to watch it.
You haven't watched it?
No.
Why not?
Because I've heard everybody that watched it. Everybody that watched it said that it was horrendous. Like, why am I going to fucking subject myself to that and then add to the trauma that I already have with police? Like, I don't want to see it. I've heard enough people say that they saw it.
I had to watch it. I had to watch it because I had to understand why they fired those cops so fast. Remember we reacted to the press conference before they released the footage?
Yeah.
And they said these people are no longer and they're going to probably be charged.
Yeah.
I said
They
just got charged. Yeah. Got charged with
second.
Which is what I watched it. That's what
That's what it was?
If you haven't seen the video, I'm going to give you a quick rundown. But basically, it starts with body cam footage. And the body cam footage shows a cop jumping out and yelling at the guy. And they're hyper aggressive off the top. And then once they're putting the dude on the ground, yes, he's resisting a tad bit and you can see it. But they're also giving very confusing commands. You know what it makes me think of? Remember that hotel lobby video you see of that white kid being told, all right, put your hands behind your back, but don't move and don't reach. And so he's trying to put his hands behind his back, but they think he's reaching for his waistband. So they're giving confusing things, commands that don't make any sense, and they end up shooting him. And that, to me, honestly, was one of the most egregious things I ever saw. This was similar in that sense that they're like, put your hand down or put it behind your back, but one person's holding his hand, the other one's putting the other hand. So it's like very confusing messaging. And then they just start pepper spraying him. So the dude panics and starts running. Now, irrespective of how you feel about resisting arrest or whatever, what matters in this whole case is what the officers did to him once they had a hold of him. Rather than trying to actually use their bodies and grab him and then put him behind, these dudes, there's no better way to describe this, it looked like a scene out of Mafia. You had dudes holding his arms, and then dudes was launching haymakers and kicking him in the face. And I don't mean like, I'm talking about they were unloading. These are 250-pound men. 3 days later, after you see it on camera too, because the body cam footage is not very clear, but the footage from the post, the lamp post or whatever it was, that shit caught it. Everything. And when you watch that footage, it's about 5 punches, 2 to 3 kicks. And like, he's done. He's out. And they're still launching on him. 3 days later, he dies from brain damage. And the autopsy from the family, they got their own coroner, basically said, yeah, from brain swelling and basically they're saying it's from the punches and the kick. I don't recommend you watch the video, but if you need to see it, go ahead so you can make your own judgments. But nobody can look at that section and then say those cops didn't go overboard. They didn't just go overboard. They went, well, that's murder.
Full stupid.
That's murder. And it's not even stupid. I don't want to use the word murder. This is not like a mistake was made. This is not like lacking faculties. These were hyper-aggressive cops that showed poor amount of training in regards to how they neutralize the subject, and then afterwards showed zero restraint and no accountability towards the others when they were going something that's clearly past the line. Every cop I've seen who watched this video said the same thing. There's nobody that has even tried to remotely defend it. So now you're looking at a lot of people giving their different takes. I'm just going to let you go. What do you want to say about this?
The thing is, I started the video, okay? This is what happened. So I had the link for the video.
Okay.
And then I started it. And I paused it. And I was like, no, I'm not feeling that one. No, it's like, I'm already tired. I'm not like I'm feeling cop videos like that.
Yeah, what you
it's not that. It's
that
really,
sounded crazy, son.
But it's really just. I've you know, remember like a couple of times back then when we were covering police stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I was like super tired.
Yeah. You cover the first 8 to 10 police videos, and then by the 12th one, you're like, I can't do this.
Yeah, and I gotta subject to that, and I sometimes Facebook it shows me videos like that, and I'm like I become tense.
Yeah.
in the shoulders, my jaw.
Yeah.
Everything is like I got not and now like everybody that saw it, that I know that saw it from bottom to end, they're like, oh.
Oh yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal, and it's also why I tell people don't do street fights. It only takes a few punches for you to kill somebody. It only takes a few. You could listen. Honestly, there was like 8 hits in there, but I guarantee you, he was probably done and out by the first 3 to 4. This is why it's not a joke, because people get brain swelling and then they bleed and they die. I mean, you watch that shit and it really looks like a criminal organization putting out some street justice. And no one can tell me otherwise.
And the thing with cops is that it's never been a question of color. For me, it had nothing to do with color. And to me, if you're black and you're wearing a cop uniform, you're now blue. Before you're black. White, same thing. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. It's the organization itself that I'm like, ugh, that I got an issue with whenever they stop. It makes me think of whenever we were kids and then the teacher would designate someone out of the class to watch over the class, and once that person had the power, that person turned into a whole ass bitch, and then you're like, yo, what are you doing? Like, what is this? What's this? You're acting brand new. The only thing is that these cops are acting brand new with guns in people's lives. That's the thing that's a bit messed up. And I'm telling you, a lot of these cops do not have the proper training to de-escalate situation. That is not what they do. That is not what they do. They entice and they get you to get provoked, and then they charge you with whatever you got provoked on. So you got to be very careful. That's why I don't really like the way some of them are really, yeah. You're saying, oh yeah, well, preacher, talk about all cops. You talk about all cops. Whenever you're going to be held accountable, it's going to be after the fact and it's too late. Not on the moment when it happens. That's not what happens. You do that after the fact.
When you watch our conversation afterwards and how they're like pretty nonchalant about everything, it indicates to me that they've done this many times before. Imagine all the people they beat like this that didn't go and die. Think about that. The body cam footage, honestly, just looking at it, you wouldn't have been able to tell exactly everything that's going on. It's the footage from the lamppost. Think about the times they did this when there wasn't a lamppost. Think about how often this shit happens when nobody's around and there's no cameras to film. Think about all the police departments that are fighting tooth and nail to refuse body cam footage. Think about that. It ain't just about this case. It's about the issue at large. How easy these motherfuckers did that shit, you know it's not their first time.
It's crazy because you look at people that work in a call center. This call may be recorded for quality purposes. Come on, B, you know damn well that and in some call centers, they pull out 2 random calls. But you cops don't want to be subjected to body cam?
A lot of resistance.
A lot of resistance for the body cam. Why? Because you know you fuck up.
I understand to some degree because there's such a heightened degree of scrutiny when it comes to everything cop does. So even reasonable things that cops do, people scrutinize. For example, let's say a perp pulls out a knife and he starts swinging at people. Folks will say, well, why didn't you shoot the leg? And if you look at the body cam footage, it's like, bruh, some of you guys and the things that you demand cops to do is not reasonable to anyone with a trained weapon. There is no training in the world that tells you to shoot people in the leg, but people say that. The public is so hyper scrutinizing cops, every single thing they do, that they are being ridiculous with their demands. And so cops feel like they can't even do their job, and even when they do, they're not appreciated for it. So a lot of cops are actually just leaving the force en masse in some areas. And so I understand the frustration there. On the other side, listen, these guys had multiple complaints against them already in the past. Think about what they've done to other people. Wearing that badge, it just comes with extra responsibilities, and there's some measure of oversight that needs to be implemented. But a lot of cops are more concerned with protecting their own than serving the public. Think about it. Even the guys who weren't doing the punching but were holding the dude, they didn't stop him at all. They didn't stop the other dudes punching him. Their job is to protect the public, but instead they prioritize the other guys who are wearing the same uniform. The people that they were elected to protect and serve are the ones that they're harming. Why? Maybe some of them had second thoughts and they didn't feel comfortable, but they wanted to protect their own. When you see stuff like that, it makes you look at cops a bit differently.
That's not what they're hired for. They're not hired to protect the public.
Yes, you're right.
They're not hired to protect the public. They are hired to protect the people that hire them, that pay them. You know what I mean? They're here to protect the interest of the city and the interest of everybody that's in there in the government. They're not here to protect. It's like thinking that HR is here to protect the people working there. No. Any places that call humans resources is not here for the humans, but to take them as resources.
So let me ask you.
Go ahead.
They did fire everybody and charge them with murder right away. Isn't this what you want to see?
That's what I want to see, but here's what my problem is the accountability. What I have a problem is the accountability. When that happens, it's too late. We lost the motherfucker. You understand? And I understand that that's what they have to do and everything and stuff. And yes, that what they did, they fired him right away. There was no bullshit. What the department did, I got to give it to Caesar. What they did is what they were supposed to do. I do have to give it to the precinct and the department and be like, whoa, I can't hide this.
I mean, there's no way they can't.
I can't hide this. I can't. You know, it was
That
this.
city
It was
would've
this.
burnt
Exactly.
if they'd
It's
have
this,
fired
or we're losing the whole city. Is that we're losing? I can't. No. And she wasn't. And the fact that they released the footage on top of that, just the transparency. I feel. You know what? I'm a good question that you ask. I feel like there's some things that are changing. It's a bit too long for me, but you know, change requires time, and I got that. I understand that, right? In the department, you got to give it to them. They did what they were supposed to do.
Okay. Some people feel as though the main reason why the department acted so quickly was because the police officers were black.
To that, I will reply. The problem is not that they acted quickly, is that they should act like that with white officers. That's it. That's it. The wonderful thing, though, is that I feel, that's my little side of hope. I feel like other precincts that are not going to act according to that, like that, it's just like a precedent, you know what I mean? It's just like something like where people are looking at this like, no, that's what they did. Everybody's going to remember what happened with those officers. So the ones after that, because of course, there's going to be other ones. People are going to look at them, are going to look at their precinct funny and be like, no, that's how we act from now on. That's how we act from now on. So if you're telling me they acted quick because they were black, I will say maybe they did what they were supposed to do, maybe because they were black, maybe. But now, even if it's a white one, they need to do the same. The problem is not that they acted fast because they're black. The problem is that whenever they're white, it's a bit weird. So I think they didn't act fast. They act accordingly. The other things, well, they need to step it up for the other things. But this was supposed to happen like that.
I think outside of the Derek Chauvin thing, I don't remember seeing too many instances with cops that were this flagrant. Not too many. My feeling is that because this was caught on camera so clearly, and they were doing stuff that had nothing to do, they beat him like it was mafia. That's what they did. It wasn't a self-defense thing where you could argue or whatever. They held the man and they basically murdered him. Sorry. They murdered him. I think because the footage was so severe, they had to fire these people. And I'm quite confident. This is my belief. You can disagree. We can all disagree. That this is 5 cops holding a black man like this. Grabbing him by the arms. My apologies.
You good.
Right? And doing both sides and grabbing him. Right? And then swinging haymakers. I'm very confident they would have fired those. Maybe you disagree. But I don't remember seeing footage like that. Do you? Other than the Derek Chauvin one.
You know what? And even if we don't remember, and there has been, it doesn't change the fact. It doesn't change anything.
What I'm trying to say is,
exactly,
what was caught on camera, this might be the most egregious thing I've seen. Probably.
Flagrant.
This is the one for me, surprisingly, of all the footages I've seen, that was the most crazy. Because you have it on camera. So maybe you guys have a different recollection. Again, let us know. But me, I think that's what really determined the severity of the punishment. Because personally, I've seen plenty of precincts defend black police officers who were in the wrong in certain situations. And generally, they prioritize the uniform above race than anything else. To me, it was just... It's hard to look at that footage and think police. You literally think gang. So I think that's what really determined the fast action, not the race. But that's me personally.
It's not the issue.
But it is, because if you're alleging that this only happened because they're black, and then well, that's not the case. I think the footage is actually the reason. That's what I'm trying to get at. The footage is literally, I've never seen anything like it.
I saw the position of the camera, and I saw the clarity of what it is, and I said, no, I'm gonna see everything.
No.
And that's why I had to stop.
Yeah. This is very unique. Because even with the George Floyd stuff, people were saying, well, his system gave out. Where was his knee on his neck? And I'm like, you can try to make that defense, but I don't think it's going to fly. That looked like murder to me. This one, you can't make a defense. I'm going to tell you this. Those cops are going to snitch so fast on each other to get police. The ones who held the arms and didn't do the swinging are going to be snitching on the men who did the swinging. I promise you. Yeah, from cop to CI.
You best believe.
Yes, from cop to CI.
You best believe.
Yeah, believe it's not just criminals who do snitching. Cops do too.
Best believe.
Yeah, they're gonna do some telling. I promise. I'm
That's even if they let them, because they're gonna be like, no.
They'll let them.
We
They'll let them. They'll let them. They want the ones who was doing the swinging and the kicking. They're gonna be gone.
Yeah,
they're gonna be going. Someone's snitching. So I just want to say that. Anything else you want to say?
No.
All right, let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Did we miss anything? In regards to the family, and I mean, this is just terrible. And, the family watched the video first, and I couldn't imagine watching one of my loved ones being murdered like that in front of me on camera. And so, the family, I feel for them. That actually gave me shivers when I went back to watch the press conference, because I remember watching the press conference before where they described what they watched, and then watching the footage, and I'm like, oof, I would have been crying for days. So, that really hurt me. So. Don't recommend y'all watch it, but hey, man, yeah, that's my thoughts. Anything else?
Any man who marries a woman past the age of 23 years old, you're getting leftovers. But yeah, David, listen, man, I'm not trying to be mean-spirited, but you married a single mom. Like, post-wall women, they get married all the time, but the men they get married to are very low value. They're beta males. They're pushovers. They're not real men. They're not the men that arouse these women.
So credits where credit's due. This man makes fun of other people's spouses and different things like that. Claims he would never date a single mom. Well, somebody pulled up his quote-unquote girlfriend's bankruptcy records, because those are public records that anyone has access to, and they found some interesting information. Let's see, listen. And I'll give credit to the people involved. I'll link the videos in below. So there you go.
Devin is one of just a few women I've dated, older women I've dated, who didn't have any kids when I met them. But again, they're the exceptions. Devin is my girlfriend. She is not my wife. We have never been married. She is not a single mother, and we have not adopted anybody. I got a 13-year-old niece that stays here at least twice a week, because Olivia, she's 14 years old now, and she's a beautiful girl. She could.
And so as we now look at her application on the screen and go to the section describing her household, it states, do you have dependents? Yes. Does dependent live with you? Yes. Dependent's age, 10 years old. Dependent's relationship to debtor 1. Daughter.
I want to make something clear here. I don't care what kind of woman you choose to be your girl. Be with who you want to be. You want to date a single mom? I don't care. What I don't like, and what I think is very laughable, is you run a course, you have video clips making fun of other men for dating single moms and criticizing those women.
Now keep in mind that this also contradicts everything Donovan Sharp has taught his audience about the types of women to avoid, going all the way back to his days when he wrote for Return of Kings, to his free ebook called 16 Ways to Immediately Disqualify Her for a Relationship, where he states that single mothers should be avoided as they make for the worst girlfriends, wives, and mothers.
I was a single mom. And yes, listen, I know single moms are bad and this and that and the other, but we all got to start somewhere. Don't commit to them. You've been married before.
I have.
Okay, you've been married before.
I got married young, and I was married for a very long time. For the 20-something years before we met, as an adult. For the 20-something years before we met, as an adult. For the 20-something years before we met, as an adult.
I met you when you were 32. You are an older woman. Devin, my girlfriend, is an older woman. Okay? Yes, my girlfriend is an older woman. She turned 36 back in February. I misled my audience about Devin's age, but I did that for privacy purposes. Just listen, Dev is 45.
Meanwhile, every day you get online and you lie about the fact that that woman has a daughter. That the woman that you call your girl, your wife, has a daughter. And you're only are you lying about it? You lying about the fact that your girl's old, which is fine. But you lying about it while telling other people to not wife up used goods. That's what you say.
Devin is my girlfriend. She is not my wife. We have never been married. She is not a single mother, and we have not adopted anybody.
So you saying that during bankruptcy, she lied about the fact that this was her daughter? She lied to the government? Is that what you want us to believe?
Maybe
that she's committing fraud?
Maybe that's what it is. It's better than to accept that he's dating a single mother.
Okay, yes, I do. What do you take into conjunction the fact that the niece, who's exactly the exact same age, visits twice a week? The circumstantial evidence don't look good for you, does it?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
There are older women out here, older single moms who are out here out competing younger childless women. So how would it, listen, I'm not saying this would be easy, but it is possible. So what would be your advice to your friend?
Well, okay. So does she have full custody of this child, or does she have shared parental?
Let's say she has a 50-50. Let's
Then
say
if
1
she's
week on, 1 week
50-50,
off.
then she's not a single mom.
Oh,
She's co-parenting.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense because you're not a single parent
Right.
at that point.
No,
okay.
you're definitely not. You're no more
Okay.
single than a single parent than if you were still married.
Do you see how he makes it work? Do you see how he makes it work? They've made up their own definition of single mom. If we share custody,
Got it here.
did you see what she did?
You did good.
Oh, I didn't do good.
No,
Let me
I
get
know,
full credit.
I know.
There's
but wait,
other
it's
people who did this
I know.
research.
That's not you. That's not you.
Hey, listen, Boo Boo, I'm gonna just tell you this right now. It's not because your kid goes to his dad's place 2-3 times a week that you're not a single mom. This is not an insult. It just is what it is. You are a mother and you are single. That's what the definition is. You've only changed it. Okay.
Oh, you guys
to perpetuate the fraud.
You guys are good. You guys are good. You guys are good.
And if I'm wrong, I want all the Red Pill fans to come in the comments saying, am I wrong about what I'm saying? If a woman says, I ain't a single mother, she's with her dad 3 days a week, what you gonna say? What you gonna say?
Donovan Sharp made a video recently talking about my alleged wife.
So stupid. This is so dumb.
And this,
like, they really tried.
He really tried, and I'm gonna explain to you because I haven't spoken about it, and I'm explaining to you what happened. What happened was this: when the whole debacle with Fresh and Fit happened, they were trying to get some juice to get at us. And what happened on my other Instagram page that got canceled, that got deleted, right? They went to throughout all my pictures, and they went to see if they could find a picture of my wife. If you don't know anything about me, I don't post about what I got. I'm talking about where I live, vehicles, whatever. I don't post that. I don't put pictures. I don't put pictures of my people around me. Why? Because people on the internet are fucking weirdos, okay? They found a picture of someone, and I'm going cheeks to cheeks with that person, right? We're cheeks to cheeks, and we're blowing a kiss. And they took that picture, and they said, that's his wife. Got him. It's not my wife.
No, she's a comedian.
She's a comedian.
And we've run a bunch of live shows, and she's participated in a bunch.
Because she is.
I have pictures with her. He has pictures with her. Like, she's on a lot of her bills. Unless you think Preach married a comedian, I don't know. But like,
that's my homie. That is my homie for real. Okay, she is not my wife. Very talented comedian, very talented actress in Quebec, right where we live at. But she didn't know that. They went on and they ran with it, and they called this person a whole bunch of things, right? A whole bunch of names. Even if that person was my wife. Let's say she was my wife. To go after people's wives, you have so little arguments that you have to go through people's wife. But you're so dumb that you don't even realize that's not even though. So you go out there and you slander someone that has no relationship to me. That's you.
Well, Cassie would have the world believe that she's always been this doting, dutiful. Oh, you know what? No,
So in this clip, now he's talking about another man and his wife. who also happened to be a single mother before he got married to her. And now he's talking about this woman named Cassie, who's that single mother. I want you to hear what he says about her.
Cassie West has been ran through. Cassie West was a single mom when she married David West. Cassie West chased bad boys. She's a Karen that was ran through like everybody else was a single mom. And this explains why this explains why David West is as weak as he is. But yeah, David, listen, man, I'm not trying to be mean-spirited, but you married a single mom. Like, that doesn't make you a bad dude. And Cassie, you being a single mom when you married David, that doesn't make you a bad person either. Just understand that it's out there. And so you guys on this holier than thou, oh, we did it the right way. Cassie, let's not pretend that you didn't take the typical route that most modern women take. And David, let's not pretend that you're some apex alpha male. Like, come on, like we both know.
Throwing stones from glass houses. You out here criticizing him, talking about he's not an alpha apex predator. What are you?
Stupid.
At least he admits whatever life he's living to. Who cares? You're the one who's lying about the fact that she's a niece. You're the one who's lying about your girl's age. That's you, who are not even man enough to actually come into the light with the woman that you're with.
No matter where I'm at, all right, whether it's in my house or in my Airbnb when I'm away or in Antarctica. Or even when I'm taking a shit, I need to have access to all my programs. Hey! But sometimes the internet doesn't allow me for that because it's restricted because of the area that I'm in. Yeah, and for that, I need a system that allows me to change my location. And that's called a VPN changer. Yes, and the wonderful VPN that I'm using is Surfshark. It allows you to just change the location of where you are. And so you can watch everything that you want, no matter where you're at. Right now with Surfshark, you can just use promo code ABBA and Preach. Use promo code ABBA and Preach, and you're going to be able to have 83% off. Plus, there's a plus, 3 months extra for free. I know, crazy. Get on it.
Any man who marries a woman past the age of 23 years old, you're getting leftovers. Devin, let me get you into this conversation because I met you when you were 32.
Pause. He said married. Again, he's playing on words.
He's married.
He's married to her?
He's married. They're just lying about the records.
It's sad that you entrapped and you have to lie to so many people. That's fucking sad, my guy. Being hostage to that image that you have to lie about, you spewing like hate and lies to people just to sell an image. You're a sad human being. I'm not even pissed off no more.
Let me be generous. Maybe it's not his wife. That's the girl that you've been in a committed long-term relationship for 5 to 6 years. It doesn't even change anything. The person you're choosing to make a long-term commitment to is exactly what you describe as a person not to get with to everyone else.
As ran through and as
used goods. That's your girl. That's how you talk about your girl.
Girls think it's cute and attractive to brag about their sexual escapades, but I waste zero time in 304 shaming them. I'll refer to Dev. Dude, when we first started dating, she used to brag about the dudes that she had smashed. Straight up. She used to brag about them. Dude, she used to brag all the time. Now, at first, I just told her, okay, stop. She didn't.
Hold up. Okay, let me just say something. I don't know what's wrong with your life, brother, and the women that you're with, but no woman comes to me to tell me about all the dudes they've been ran through by. You gotta be some fucking pathetic ass loser that they don't respect.
You like
if
that
women
shit.
are coming to you like, man, I took the biggest. Like, if women are saying that shit to you, you're a fucking loser, and they don't look at you anything better than the scum off their feet.
Nobody does that.
Bruh, I ain't never.
Unless
hey, hold up, guys in the comments, when you kick it with a girl and she likes you, have you ever heard her start talking about the previous she used to like to take? But you realize that a lot of these dudes who do this red pill manosphere stuff, a lot of them are just cornballs who actually have zero game and zero ability to seduce women.
Now, at first, I just told her, okay, stop. She didn't. And then I told her, look, stop it. She did it one more time. One more time. She tested me.
Hey, listen.
One more time.
No, can we just appreciate, again, this man established a boundary and said, don't do it. And the girl had so little respect for him. She's like, man, bro, you need to know about all the dicks I've taken. She's like, no, stop. No, you have to understand. I was with this fucking behemoth. Stop. That was it. He wanted to tell you how to be a leader. Can't even lead his own house.
Oh, my days.
You got 5'2" white women disrespecting him to his face.
One more time. She tested me. I shamed her literally to tears. You better believe it. I called her every name in the book.
Why would you want to have a relationship with someone that you do that to?
That's your girl.
I'm not talking to him because that's sad. I'm talking to y'all people out there, okay? If you have to resort into shaming someone, get the out the relationship. You do not want to be that person, and you don't want to be with someone that you disrespect like that. If the person disrespects you and you disrespect them, and then you think that's how you get out of there. That's not good.
You do that because you can't get better. Say it like it is.
This is you.
I don't have to keep nobody in line.
Say that again.
Say what?
Say that again.
Shame her. If you got value, you don't sit there having to yell and scream at a woman. You don't have to.
This is sad.
First off, you've already garnered enough respect that she never goes that far. But secondly, if she's acting out of pocket, you'd be like, deuces.
Out.
That's it. You think I would sit there unless a woman say some crazy stuff about my family, my mom, and then push the envelope? Oh no, you gone. And she knows, which is why they never do that around me. Again, I'm also very respectful and kind. This is a mutual thing. It's not a one-way street. All right? I know how to act around ladies, but they also know how to act around me in that regards, because why? There's mutual respect there. You don't have that because she don't really see you as that much of a man. That's the only way you can tell me that she's talking to you this crazy.
That's if this story is even true, but whatever.
I mean, why would you make up a story where your girl's telling you all kinds of...
Oh, just to prove it.
Hey, maybe you're right, because he's been lying about everything.
He's been lying about a bunch of shit.
True.
And just to say that, his point right here is just to show people that I got to hold my girl.
Yeah.
I'm on top of that. So he could be lying, because in his head, it makes him look a certain way, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
So it might be a lie. That shit might never happen.
Question number 4. Question number 4 to all you loser fans of Destiny. Is this really the guy you look to as something to aspire to? Would you want your life to look more like his or more like mine? Let's do a comparison. Well, listen, now he's smarter than I am. Number 1, he's probably got more money than I do, and his wife is much younger and much hotter than my girlfriend. I'll give him that. I'll concede all of that. Those are things about his life.
You know what's weird about this whole thing?
Why are you looking at people's wives, my guy?
And why are you out here? Like, if this is your girl, why are you constantly out here downplaying her and her looks? Why do you constantly feel the need to be like...
Fuck.
Imagine being in a relationship with a guy or a girl, and the girl constantly goes out on podcasts, and she's like, yeah, my man's fine, but he's not the biggest I ever had. I've had much bigger. Even if it's true, like, why are you constantly going out there and reinforcing that stuff? That just shows that you don't respect each other.
Devin slept with a lot of guys, gentlemen. Devin has a high body count. You think I don't know that my own girlfriend has had sex with a lot of men? You think that I think I found some special snowflake who declined partying through her 20s even though she has a great body? Give me a break, guys. I am well aware that Devin's notch count is a lot higher than she will ever admit. I am 237% certain that I am not the biggest ever that Devin's ever taken. And the way I her is not the best she's ever had. She's had bigger and better than me. She hasn't told me this, but I know. I'm almost positive Devin's had bigger, better than mine. But if I ever found out what one of these guys looked like, if I ever found out that one of those guys had a 12-inch, you better believe I'm going to be insecure. You kidding me? I don't have a 12-inch dick. Devin's had bigger dicks than her. Now I got to see what that looks like. Of course it makes us insecure. That's another reason why men of value don't commit to women with high body counts.
He says men of high value don't commit to women with high body counts, and yet
he committed to.
And yet,
it's because we know the more that have been in you, the more huge that have been in you. It's just mathematical. If you've been with 5 guys, okay, all right, we can deal with that. If you've been with 555, dude, you've probably...
Now I can't have burgers no more.
Hey, man, this man's really thought about this shit. You can tell, like, this is a deep insecurity. I'll be honest with you, I don't worry about stuff like that. 1, because I'm packing, but 2, mostly because, like, when I'm with a girl, I ain't worried about what the last dude did. I'm not worried about the guy before. Like, who cares? When she going with me, we gonna do our own thing together. That's it. I don't need to know the whole history.
That's sad.
The only reason you deeply think about this is because you got a big insecurity on the inside and you don't got the skills to actually lay it down. Because if you do a good job, a girl gonna be satisfied. If a girl gives you her heart, she loves you, and you take care of her needs, you don't gotta be worried about the previous man. The only reason you dealing with this is because you ain't got it like that. And so it's always a deep insecurity inside of you.
Your affiant learned from the Plant City Police Department that on September 8, 2003, Edwin Hopkins Jr. had used his father's social security number to rent an apartment in Pinellas County, Florida. Your affiant went to the apartment complex and obtained a copy of Edwin Hopkins Jr.'s rental application, which includes Edwin Hopkins Jr.'s signature and Edwin Hopkins Sr.'s social security number. Your affiant learned that Edwin Hopkins Jr. had defaulted on his rental payments in the amount of $8,000.08. On June 16, 2004, your affiant spoke with Edwin Hopkins Sr., who advised that the outstanding balance showed up on his credit report. Edwin Hopkins Sr. does wish to prosecute his son for the crime of identity theft. Your affiant learned that Edwin Hopkins Jr. obtained a Florida identification card listing the above-mentioned apartment as his current address. Your affiant has been unable to locate Edwin Hopkins Jr.
My dad, the spineless beta male he is, does not have the heart to step to his own son and say, hey, look, son, I disagree with you.
This man defrauded his own father. He used his social insurance and his stuff to get an apartment, defaulted on the apartment. The debt went to the dad, and it went on his social bureau. The dad pressed charges, and they went after him in court. He's also faked bank checks. He's done a bunch of other different forms of fraud. And so what you recognize...
That's what he does.
There's a history.
Yeah.
So people say, he could never fraud. It's like, well, his criminal record says otherwise. You know what I'm saying?
That's what he does.
That's a history. But again, a lot of these dudes in the manosphere, they lie about their accomplishments. They lie about their resume. And it's makes sense because you're trying to make money. Embellishing a lot of these things is how you're able to garner the audience because you're like, I live this life. Therefore, you want to follow me. But once you peer behind the curtain, you recognize that these are just scammers. That's all it, be it Derek Jackson or this loser, you recognize it's two sides of the same coin. They got an audience they want to cater to, and they got a product they got to sell, so they have a life they have to project in order to get that money. That's what this is. It's all game. So you guys got to peep it to see it and understand all these people that are public personalities online don't buy into any of the personas.
If I expect you guys to take what I say seriously about how to run your relationships, how to train your woman, how to vet women, you guys have to know that I practice what I preach. You guys have to know that I actually do the things and I live the life that I tell you that I'm living. I can't expect you guys to pay $800 for a womanese course if you don't see that I know what I'm talking about.
Now, does anybody in this room know how to twerk? It's all in. And then you just move your bum up and down like that, and that's twerking.
No! Wait! Okay. Oh, wowzer. Listen, okay, and that clip right there just fucked up my whole argument. That clip right there fucked up my whole argument. No, you're gonna have to give me a minute. You're gonna have to give me a minute. You're gonna have to give me a minute because I was like, I don't really care if people dress up and shit and people are in drag and are just reading stories and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't care about that. That's not what I care for. Because it's not necessarily inherently sexual. Then you talk about twerking and the kids. And I'm like, shit, fuck. Okay, but yeah, preach. What's your problem? That's not where it's supposed to be. But what is your problem with people? It's just like, nah, B, there's ages for that. There's certain things that you don't want your kids to be exposed at a certain age. And the twerking part is not, no. What is you doing?
I'm going to say something that might surprise people. I don't give a fuck that they're drag queens.
No.
I don't want no grown adult teaching kids about fucking twerking in schools. Forget that there's a drag queen running up on crawl. I don't even care. Yeah. I wouldn't want a man or a woman on all fours.
Or another kid.
What is happening?
Nah, B.
And people are clapping. Adults are sitting there in cognitive dissonance, sexualizing the child in a way that's so abnormal. This used to be racy stuff for adults in music videos to do way back in the day. And even back then, it was y'all doing this to kids.
Nah, B. That's not it. That's not it.
This is a sickness of the highest order.
wants to be a drag queen when they grow up?
Drag should be an all ages thing, and some people consider it provocative. It's not inappropriate.
I just looked at a 9-year-old. What the fuck am I?
Anyone can do drag. Everyone can do drag.
Bro, that shit's so fucking weird. This shit's so goddamn weird. Let's keep it a stack. I'm gonna say this. Drag queens are not for kids. Drag shows are not for kids. The whole history and the concept at its roots are not for children. And y'all trying to sell this thing as if it is a fucking lie. And it's a weird one.
You know what? Can we pause for a second?
Yeah.
I went to my daughter's school yesterday, and I had to pick her up. You know, she's 9. I had to pick her up from her pole dance class. Yeah, it's a good fitness program. You know, it helps with the strength and stuff like that. If you're taking pole dance and you're removing the X-working fact of the pole dance, you're gentrifying it. It's linked. Okay, let's not act like. No, it's not. It's not that. It's something else. It's that.
What in the hell has a drag queen ever done to make you have so much respect for them and admire them so much? Other than put on makeup and jump on the floor and writhe around and do sexual things on stage. I have absolutely no idea why you would want that to influence your child. Would you want a stripper or a star to influence your child? It makes no sense at all. A drag queen performs in a nightclub for adults. There is a lot of filth that goes on, a lot of sexual stuff that goes on. We have already had a reputation of being pedophiles and being perverts and deviants. We don't need you to bring your children around. So you keep your kids at home, or take them to Disneyland, or take them to Chuck E. Cheese.
Stop yelling.
Hold up. You can extend it to a lot of different lines of work.
Yeah.
That are quote unquote legal, but I still wouldn't want them. Y'all gonna do shows for escorts too? Like, what is it about a drag queen that you feel are fit to be educators? 1, and 2, even if it's just dumb education stuff that they do and that anybody can really teach, why do we need drag queens to do it? Is this some kind of initiative for what though? I don't even understand what the point of this kind of thing is. To make kids realize that drag queen. Why do kids need to realize that? Teach that shit when they're older. We're not doing that for strippers. We're not doing that for a lot of other lines of work that are for adults only. Like, it's a very bizarre thing that I'm watching unfold in front of me. Right? We're watching grown-ass men cosplay as women with these like ridiculous makeup and outfits, doing outfits that are hyper-sexualized. Okay? And we're sending them off. What a confusing fucking thing to witness. As a grown man, I watch this shit, I'm like, that's weird. Y'all doing that for kids? And trying to convince them it's cool? Why? Can anyone tell me? I'm curious. In what ways is educational at any point? Why do I need a drag queen to come teach us stuff? And guess what? Some of the content they teach is a little bit sus too, but we won't even go to that. Why do we need this? Why is this good for the curriculum? Vast majority of U.S. adults, including parents, say they don't want their kids involved in any of these kinds of drag shows. So why is the education system pushing this shit so hard? I'm really curious. What's the sensibilization that they want to create? I don't know.
It's like going to a field trip in a brewery when you're 5. Why would I go in a brewery? Nothing bad is gonna happen there. Technically, it's. I mean, they're not gonna drink, but they're gonna go to a brewery to see how we make beer. Why don't they do? It's not its place. It's not the time. It's not the place. Well, what do you mean? Like they're kids. They're under 18 and everything and stuff. It's chemistry. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but no, there's a reason why we don't do it. That's it. I wouldn't go on a field trip in a brewery.
And I'm not even one of these conservative folks who feel like all this LGBTQ stuff is crazy. I don't even care.
It's not even that.
I don't want straight people doing this. I don't want whatever else doing. I don't care. I don't care. Why are y'all doing this with kids? And when you defend this stuff, you're like, no, this is fantastic. This is great. You look very suspicious to parents?
There was a thing that happened on the Ellen DeGeneres show. Years.
Nicki Minaj?
With that kid. I was like...
And they were clapping.
Yeah, okay. That kid's role model is Nicki Minaj. And I understand, like, the whatever you call the Nicki Minaj fans are going to probably come after us. And that kid was like, yeah, Nicki, and then baby, and Star Shit or Meant to Fly. She has other songs. When that kids go on YouTube and then after you go, yeah, and I know it's not Nicki's fault. Like, yeah, the parents should, whatever. Not Nicki's not a role model for kids. It's not a role model that I want for kids. It's a role model for other people, for other things, and I get that. For kids, that age, nah, I'm sorry, I'm not having it.
No.
She got other songs. Yes, an anaconda is not a snake.
But you got kids singing that shit. Super
So it's like, and then I know...
And I don't even think it's just that. Even the violent stuff I don't think is great.
No.
I ain't fucking having my son and my kids trying to listen to drill all day. Are you crazy?
Yeah, a kid gonna come to me like, yeah, Nardo Wick is my...
Bruv, listen, I just want people to rethink some of this stuff. Forget the political aspect of it. I don't care. What do you think is right for children? Do you think these kids should be visited by escorts? Do you guys think that? And for what reason would you think that's a good idea? So then try to tell me why this would be good. That's all I want to know. And if you can tell me, great.
And God bless them, but that's not it. Nardo Wick talking about, I take my Draco on my be gay. Why? Because he's blowing niggas. That's crazy. That's so crazy.
And guys, this is my personal advice to you. This whole approaching thing, throw that shit out the window. I'm going to say it now. Take it and throw it in the trash.
Shuck it.
Women will complain. Hey, the men don't I don't give a...
This is how to not approach girls at the gym.
I hate this. I hate this. I hate when there's sweet days. It makes me so uncomfortable. Feral, like feral. There's mirrors everywhere, so it's like you can easily catch people. Act. Oh, this is nothing. Okay, we're gonna move on to the 35s now. I want you to watch very carefully. Just watch. There's the 5 as £5. And these are the rates. Excuse me? You don't have to do that. It's okay. No, it's okay. I got it. Thank you, though. See what I mean? Alright, here we go. Let's go to the gym, girls. Let me go with some girlfriends. This is ridiculous. I gotta be careful. I gotta be fucking careful. Can't be too fucking... What part of me working out by myself looks like I'm a fucking damsel in distress? I'm not.
Sorry. That exercise just makes me laugh. I know it's the new thing because of everybody trying to grow their glutes, and I see like everybody on Instagram do that. That exercise is.
And then you call me, and then you call me juvenile when I go.
There's something.
The worst thing is that it's in fast forward, so that's even worse.
It's just
that's worse.
It's completed. You know what I mean? What did you think?
No, nothing. Oh, was that it?
That was generally it. She basically called the guy a creep and all that stuff. This guy made me extremely uncomfortable at the gym. This is why I'll end up crying on stream. I feel so grossed out at times with the amount of sexualization I experience. Hopefully this spreads awareness for girls who experience this type of treatment at the gym. Stupid piece of shit behind me. She whispers in the microphone. I hate this. I hate when there's weirdos. Gets me so uncomfortable. Feral. That's what she said in the video. So here's the extra context. I found a squat rack in the area in the corner of the gym. She wrote in a lengthy reply. He followed me there after I did a reverse deadlifts. There was plenty of ab machines to use, but he chose the one that was not doing his workout half of the time. The mirror faced me and not the whole gym, so he was looking around there. There was nothing but a mirror in my direction. I get constantly harassed by men in public spaces when I even showed an inch of skin. So yes, I get pissed when they glare for disturbingly long periods of time. I'm not looking for views or clicks. I just posted this to spread awareness. I don't think it's bad to look at someone once and you'd be like, oh, that's a pretty girl. But I personally put my headphones in, I mind my business and make sure to look unapproachable because I'm only there to film gym vlogs and work on my progression in the gym. I wouldn't be there doing this for attention at all. I don't trust random strangers. No person should. You don't know their intention. I can see how this makes me look like I have an inflated ego, but I am an attractive girl in the beauty standard sense, and I get extremely sexually harassed online, and it makes trusting random strangers that I approach me trigger my trauma, which is why I respond this way. I'm extremely antisocial, and being hit on is never a compliment to me. I don't like to be approached. I haven't dated for a year because I despise being sexualized. It happens anyway, and I get frustrated. It's normal for girls to feel this way because it happens often.
Can I pause you 2 seconds?
Go for it.
How do we know if I don't approach you? I don't know your background. I can understand that you have all this background. I do understand. I sympathize with you. But how am I going to know? For you, being approached is never a compliment. I can't know that. And in this society, as a man, I have to approach. So what the fuck am I? Like, I don't know. It's not written on your forehead, my girl.
People who say this kind of behavior is creepy is so funny to me. Have you guys ever done any approaching? I've watched women approach people. I watch them do it in clubs. You want to know what women do to approach a dude in a club? They see a guy, they try to angle themselves. They see him, right? They'll look at him through his peripherals. And then they'll try to angle themselves a certain way.
They try to look available.
And then, if they move, they try to get into another place where the man can see them and make eye contact so he can approach, right? You start to strategize and physically put yourself in places to be able to approach. No one goes, oh, she's pretty, I'm going right in. There's always a bit of attentiveness. Like I want to just strip down. Oh, he glanced 4 times. And guys, 99% of people, when they approach anybody, think it over. They have approach anxiety. They get worried about going up to the person. They get nervous about the prospect of being rejected. They think it over. They try to position. This is a normal type of behavior. And the reason why I'm saying that is we look at this and we're like, oh, this is inherently creepy. When in reality, it is how the vast majority of people get approached. Think about somebody you've liked before. You've ever had a crush? How many times have you sat there and glanced at your crush before ever saying anything a few times? How many times have you thought about how you sit, how your posture is around the person you're crushing on? We do these kinds of little things to signal interest to the other person,
No, I've never done that.
Hoping that they reciprocate. Women will sit there. What do? They'll adjust their hair. They'll smile at you, right? Is that creepy? I'm just asking. Is it creepy when women don't say a word, but they'll glance at you though, and they'll glance again, right? And ladies, if you're being honest, you guys have all done this with somebody you liked who you may not have had that much contact, or someone you thought was cute very briefly.
Never.
We all do a bit of signaling with our body language inadvertently to say we're interested, or maybe we don't even cognitively realize it, but we're displaying an interest. It becomes creepy when you're not interested. And I can understand. You're going to the gym, you just want to work out, you're not interested. But you also have to understand that in this world, like Preach said, we do expect men to do the approaching, to go out there and try themselves. We don't have a set of rules where it says where it is acceptable and isn't. Maybe the gym is off limits. You know, maybe that's a spot where people don't want to get approached ever. Hard to say. I also know a lot of people who meet their partners at the gym and they start fucking from there. So it's not a clear defined rule. Like if you told me the woman's bathroom, I'd be like, okay, stupid is not supposed to be in there. You know what I'm saying? If he runs, hey, she sits down and starts peeing, he opens the door, he's like, oh, y'all sit to pee? That's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was something weird. Okay, I can understand. And this is why I said before, in spaces where men and women are commonly together for extended periods of time, it is very difficult to have these spaces and expect no fraternization. I say this where it's work, where you have at work, okay, there's literal rules to not fuck your coworkers. They still do it. They have rules. Don't and everyone's like,
fucking.
Yeah.
Fucking. I'm getting my dick wet.
They can't stop. And maybe it should be a rule. I just want people to appreciate that they throw around this word creepy. And I want you to understand how this kind of approach anxiety where we created a side where men don't like the idea of approaching. Vast majority of dudes who are regular and cool are never going to say anything to a woman. Why? Because of videos like this where they can get put on blast by a streamer, some famous person, semi-famous person, and then have millions of people describe whether or not they're really disgusting perverts or something like that because they glanced at somebody a few times that they like. But let's be honest, every single one of you motherfuckers have looked at somebody that you've liked and glanced at them, including women.
Never.
Including women.
Never? Yeah? Well, what's your favorite feature about the person? I don't know. I like his eyes. I like the way he smiles. If you like his eyes and the way he smiles, you glance.
Bruh. So I'm not discounting that women feel uncomfortable in these spaces because they just want to go from nothing. And sometimes, like, if you're an attractive female, you get approached the whole time. Okay? I'm not discounting that. But let's also be honest about the fact that most of these dynamics kind of work that way. And even though it's unfair to you and you get tired of it, it might be the first time you approached a girl all month. It could be. And he comes off the first time and you bite his head off. I understand why you do, but you have to understand from his perspective, I didn't even.
No,
and it's not like he was inappropriate. It's not like he was rude.
Yeah, but
I get that you don't want to be infringed on, but let's balance.
He was off. I think I feel like he was off. Taking the weight like that and just assuming, not asking anything like that was off. That was off. You didn't ask. You just took the shit and then try to put it. Yeah, that was a bit off. I understand, but that was maybe I'm gonna say it. It was a bit maybe a faux pas. Like, it was not as comfortable, but I wouldn't deem him like the worst creep in the world. Yeah, that's what he did. You said, and you did good. You said, yeah, no, I'm good. And he left. He did the thing where he left. No interest. Like, I cannot know.
Can I ask you?
Go ahead.
At the gym, when you're doing certain exercise, don't people just come and offer to spot you?
They offer it. That's what I'm saying. He just took this shit and put it on it. That's what I understood. I didn't hear or see, maybe it went too fast, that he was talking to her. He just took the weight and trying to put it in this place. Yeah, people offer me. They offer. Excuse me, could you? He just went there and I can understand how abrasive that could be. You just assume, and that could be in this day and age when women don't want to feel like a damsel in distress, and you do that. I've been yelled at for holding a door. If you're gonna go up to a weight that she's already put there, and then she's all right, and your intentions were probably all right, but you don't ask, that's what is that? That's what was his error. Absolutely, I'll say that.
Okay, this is where I disagree. Man's right there. He goes over. He says, he grabs it. Can I put it on? Right?
Did he say that?
Yes, he asked.
Yeah.
As he grabbed it, he asked. He said, no, I'm good. He puts it right back and he walks away.
But that's all you had to say, because of one thing that I said is that I said I didn't hear. So I think he didn't ask.
Where you might have felt that was very inappropriate, another person would be like, yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. You know how many folks at the gym start off conversations that way very casually, and then they become like, they create their own little gym community where they see each other often? Not everyone's built for that, but what I'm trying to say is, I understand. I got my own traumas, and there's certain things that people infringe on a regular basis that set me off. But I also have to do the work in my head to realize they don't mean it that way. Or I don't know that they mean it that way. Or I don't know that they're making a huge faux pas. So I also got to meet them halfway and be like, no, thank you. And then I leave it at that. If they keep pushing after that, then you could infer that there's something wrong. You've established a boundary, right? You said no, and the person has continued. Then I can understand. And guys, this is my personal advice to you. Okay? A lot of people don't like this. This whole approaching thing, throw that shit out the window. I'm going to say it now. Take it and throw it in the trash.
Chuck it.
Women will complain. Hey, the men don't. I don't give a fuck.
But that's how it's supposed to be.
I don't give a fuck.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Y'all not doing that shit no more. And cut that shit out. I'll tell you what it is, okay? Because I've done it. I've done the whole pickup artist thing. I used to go to clubs with Sharpies and play games. I got videos and photos. Like, I have proof. I've done it. I've done the whole laundry list. I'm telling you, cut that shit out. That shit is for the past. That was for the birds of yesterday. Today, we got a lot of pigeons. The who? We got a lot of pigeons. Yeah, we got a lot of pigeons. Okay? All right? Today's a different day. Well, how do I meet a girl? I'm going to tell you, really simple. Build yourselves a life that women are going to find endearing. And naturally, things will flow from there. Get your shit in shape. Get your money right. I'm not talking about millions. I'm talking about just get your own place, get a decent car, okay? Make sure you got some cool hobbies and keep it the fuck pushing. But this whole thing of walking up to strangers you don't know, the whole thing of like, bro, I see people lose their jobs for less. Cut it out. And I'm not saying this because I don't want y'all to get none. I'm telling you, it's just not worth it. It's not worth the time. It's not worth the annoyance. And it's certainly not worth everything else that comes with it. Because I don't think this guy's going to return to that gym. Don't do it. Keep your shit pushing. Pause. Because that sounded weird. This whole thing, and I don't care how much women, no, we want. I don't give a fuck. You want it so bad, go do it yourself, stupid.
Nah, don't do it. It's really that. Like, we're not in the day and age where we could do that. We could afford to do that. Like, are you gonna afford to lose all the be labeled a creep? Be labeled? Nah, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. I'm just gonna be in these spaces, and I'm just gonna be in spaces. You know what I mean? If I was you, I'd be that. I'm gonna be in spaces. You don't do no approaching. You just be. And people, motherfuckers, don't want to talk to, they'll talk to, or they won't. You have to be okay with going home alone.
And I'm gonna go to this step further. This whole thing, like, oh my god, people sexualize me. Listen, I'm tired of these women going up to the gym in booty shorts and a fucking bra and saying I'm being sexualized. You know, like, you're doing that. You're doing that. You showing off the most amount of skin and clothes that show your curves off in the highest amount of waist, and then complaining because people are ugly or glancing at you. Girl, stop. Just stop. I mean, I'm not saying that dudes don't sexualize women who don't or just that way, because sometimes they even do. But don't act like you don't contribute to that either. Don't act like that isn't, because I know women who do make a lot of the efforts to do a lot of the other stuff, and it does reduce a lot of the contact they have. So there's this whole idea of like, oh my God, men are these like sexual beasts and blah blah blah.
But
Stop
she was wearing things to train. She's not wearing nothing that was sexual. For some people that over-sexualize people in gray, when fall comes in and we talk about gray sweatpants and we talk about dick prints, what he said. Booty, no.
And it's not just ladies. There's dudes that go up in the smallest tank top, showing their nipples and everything, making sure you know.
Yeah.
They wearing sweatpants that like fucking hug their cheeks. Pause. Okay, people go to the gym and wear the tightest outfits, not because it's great for your pump.
No.
That's not why you do it.
No.
You do it because you like the way it looks and you know what it signals. And if you don't, you fucking lying to yourself.
Out there peacocking and
okay?
shit. Stop.
Some of you women's gym outfits look like your club outfits. It look like you going to the beach. So let's cut this whole shit out. I'm so sick of people. Oh my God, the world is sexual. You in a thong, stupid.
Well, that was booty shorts.
But not her, but people do that in general. I'm tired of people sexualizing. I can see your nipples through your shirt.
You're showing your bits.
That's all.
You're showing your bits. People are gonna look at your bits.
Oh my God,
that's okay.
This is I don't know. It's just the way people act. Is everything is everyone else. Every day, all the time is everyone else.
Yeah.
You're with yourself all the time. At some point, you got to recognize what you contribute to these problems. There's a reason why Instagram models, all their thumbnails, you can see their ass. All them gym models who are not wanted to be sexualized or blah, blah, they all got a motherfucking thumbnail with their ass showing. Funny. And you women at the gym are wearing the exact same clothes. Y'all know what it is? What are booty gains? Booty gains came out of nowhere? No. Motherfuckers trying to get booty for one reason only. It's because men like it.
Hey, you know what?
Let's keep it a stack. No, let's just keep it a stack.
Them legging pants that was sold on TikTok, you know why they was popular. Because you had that little couture on top of the booty that just shriveled up. Come on, that made your booty look like it was hungry and just ate up your shorts?
Yep.
Stop.
That exercise she was doing. That's the new fad on Instagram to get that Instagram booty. Why y'all getting it? Let's keep it a stack.
No, it's for me.
Arrêtez. It's fine. Go look good. Do whatever you want to do. But I'm so sick of people taking these decisions and acting like it has no societal implication. The only reason you doing that exercise is because your favorite IG model uses it because it gets a lot of eyes from men. Women didn't grow asses overnight because they think that shit's amazing. No, it's because hip hop and the greater culture has made it popular. Let's say what it is.
No, they want to be more comfortable when they sit down. Calm down, man.
Oh, yeah. And 20 years ago when no motherfucker wanted ass, what happened there? Was it women showing their... That's like, yo, these... There's parts of this that rub me the wrong way with the way people go about this.
You know he's rubbed the wrong way when he's speaking French. Shit.
My partner and I make $120,000 combined. Y'all, tell me why. Just why am I still living paycheck to paycheck?
You're stupid and lazy.
You know what? We're going to end it there. Let us know what you guys think. Do you agree or disagree?
Why? My job pays. Like, a decent amount of money. Like, very median, very average. But, like, I should be able to live on this. This is a good salary. Good salary. Not anymore, bitch. Not anymore. Like, I've started to dread going to the grocery store to buy tinfoil because off-brand, weak-ass tinfoil is like $10. I saw an 18-pack of eggs for $13. I walked in to the Walmart like a few days ago. I bought standard
being super extra.
necessities, Ziploc bags, tinfoil, eggs, some fucking lentil pasta because I can't eat the real stuff and that has good protein in it, a singular pound of ground beef, milk, eggs, cheese. Tell me why I walked out of there having spent $70. 70. 70. My partner and I make $120,000 combined. $120,000. That's good. That should be okay. Like, we should be set. Took a lot of work and effort and resume building and all the good stuff to get here. Why are we both living paycheck to fucking paycheck? This is not sustainable. How are people gonna find a place to live? How are we supposed to continue to eat? Like, forget about me because we're still living. We're kind of making it. Like, it's not as horrible as it could be. But what about these young kids trying to start a life, trying to get out of their parents' house?
There you go. See what she did there? She did what she did there, and that's the end, right? So the problem is, she said, why are we still living paycheck to paycheck? She said that, right? And then she tried to link it with the food. If you're making a combined income of $120,000 and you're living paycheck to paycheck, it's because you're making bad decisions. Don't link it to food. Yes, the food is pricey, but there's a lot of bad decisions that you make. And I'm not saying that trying to fucking look at you and be like, hey, you know what? You should make a decision. I made bad decisions as well. We're in a spending habit where we spend. We talk about environment and we tweet that shit on a brand new iPhone that we bought, the second one that we bought today because we crashed the other one because we don't really take care of a shit. If you're making $120 a year and you're living paycheck to paycheck, and that means that you don't have a plan. You didn't establish a plan. Don't link it all to food. Yes, I believe that food is fucked up and some certain prices, there's some surges. But if you're doing a 120, you have to ask other questions than just the food. Don't blame it on food. Like Abba said, you can get a lot of shit on Amazon.
She's at 120, they're living paycheck to paycheck.
That sounds crazy. That's the thing that's crazy. The food thing is another thing altogether. It's another thing, and I get you. But don't link it. Do not link it to food. There's another problem. There's something else. You're living paycheck to paycheck, that's something else. The food is one thing. But if you're saying you're living paycheck to paycheck, nah, B. Okay. There's some other underlying issues.
Okay. I sympathize with a lot. All right. Like I said, up until 2 years ago, your boy was struggling. All right. Making less than $35K a year doing self-employed work. It's good enough for me because I keep my costs low, but I understand. You go to the grocery store, you look at certain meats, you're like, not today, not ever, bitch.
This motherfucker is efficient.
Okay?
This motherfucker can stretch out money.
I gotta look at y'all, I'm not gonna lie, and say, yes, times are hard, but are you doing anything to help yourself? Everything is a balance between the system and the individual. People who say, everything's systemic. No, bitch, some of it's individual choice, okay? And it's a mixture of those two things. Motherfuckers taking out $200K in student loans to go be a fucking...
A fucking nothing. A fucking nothing. How many people work in their feet?
Zoologist, which... What is that? I don't know. Neither do you. Ain't nobody gonna pay you. Stupid.
Fucking nothing. That's okay. What it
is. We gotta make more sensible decisions.
Merci beaucoup.
If you are living paycheck to paycheck on 120K, I have to imagine there must be some crazy student debt.
I got questions.
There must be some like. Some people told me, like, I remember this, like, most Americans have their credit cards maxed out and are making minimum payments. I was living like crazy like that. I was like, what?
The minimum payment is the stupidest shit you could do on a credit card.
Absolutely.
Someone told me that poor people use credit card for the money they ain't got.
Yes.
Rich people use credit cards for their points.
That's all. My credit card is at zero every single month. And this is not now. This has always been my case.
And
I used to have one credit card, and I used to pay it every single month in full. And I think I couldn't pay it off, I would not touch it. Okay? I used my credit card because it was necessary for things. It wasn't so I could go buy fucking new shoes all the time. So all the times niggas look at it, yo, why you look so broke and dusty? It's because that's what I can afford.
On.
I'm not going to be out here pretending. Okay? Maybe I could have squeezed in some dollars over here and there to go to the thrift shop. But I'm just saying, I lived my means. Some of y'all want to pretend you're in a different stratosphere. Going to the club buying drinks when your ass can only afford sobriety. How you an alcoholic, bitch? You too poor. That's why you homeless, taking it up the butt to get drinks, okay? Let's be honest. Y'all doing shady shit to get these things because you can't afford it. Y'all are taking on addictions you should have never been partaking in to begin with. I'm too broke to be an addict. That's been my truth. That's my truth.
That ain't
Apple, you want to smoke weed? I can't afford to pay for this shit. Like, listen, bro, I got bills to pay. I can't afford it.
Because I got to be functioning to go to work, so I can't smoke weed.
I can't afford none of this stuff. And so I acknowledge it, and I lived accordingly. Doesn't mean I wasn't able to enjoy myself or find things that I couldn't invest my money in, but I try to make sure it works for me. When I hear 120K combined income, but we are living paycheck to, I don't care where you live. You can live in San Francisco. You are lying.
You're lying.
You are lying. Well, my rent is $7. Move a little further. There's no reason, even in San Francisco, you paying $7K. I don't care.
There's choices that you make, man. It's choices that you make,
bro.
And that's where that's where she got me. I understand the food thing, but that thing is not related. Listen, my man's right here. I gotta give the props. You gotta give Caesar what belongs to Caesar. This mother effer right here is efficient. With his money. He can stretch a whole dollar, a whole lot. It all comes down to what? Is he a magician? In some kinds of way, yeah, but not with the money. It's the choices.
Absolutely.
I look at Abba, the way Abba moves, and the way I've seen Abba move from the. And sometimes from time to time, I make fun of him because he's dusty. But for real, this motherfucker don't care. He don't care. His money in check. He's always good. This mother, it's not. It's really that. It's really that. You gotta give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. This guy, this is probably one of the smartest dudes that I've seen with his money, outside of my mom. And my mom is smart with her money. But this, and it all comes down to the fucking choices you made. It gotta come down. Sometimes you gotta humble yourself,
bro.
You gotta humble yourself. I
was still traveling at the time. But understand, I was traveling twice a year. Well, how do you afford that with that small income? Guess what?
Choices.
I make choices. What do those choices look like? I go to cities where I got friends. Why? Because staying on the couch saves me $1,000. Easy. I try to fly on a weekday. Why? Because the tickets are half the price of the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm saying all of these things because when I hear people talk like this, they want to complain about the state of the world today, not acknowledging any of the responsibilities that they have for their financial situation whatsoever. And I'm sympathetic in some regards because I feel like financial literacy is something that people should be teaching us, be it our parents, be it the system itself, being education. Like that's something that they teach us about debt, what that actually, like my only lesson, and I say this on the channel all the time, that my mom taught me financially is she said, don't keep any debt. Do not be paying no interest. If you got debts, cool. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. And I live by that my whole life. I live by that. Now, that's not maybe the greatest business decision or whatever, but I use it for me as a person individually. That worked well for me. I never had to look at my savings and see zeros everywhere. Cost of living, rent, whatever. Even though rent is relatively cheap here, do you think I moved into a place by myself? Why? Why would I pay $2,000, $3,000 when I could be paying $500 a month and have a roommate or two? Like, you make these choices based off the situation that you're in, and you try to live accordingly to bring down any of those costs. You got to go live home with your parents again. You do what you got to. But folks living paycheck to paycheck, sometimes I look at them like, why are you here at the club? Millennials are ordering out more than ever. They're ordering foods more than ever.
They can't cook. They can't cook.
You live in paycheck to paycheck. You spending $2,000, $1,000 on ordering out every single time.
Bruv,
if you would have just spent time cooking, doing like bulk cooking, you would save maybe $500 to $700, $800 a month, and that's on the low end. That's on the low. I'm not mad if you can afford it. You want to do that. But people making these choices, I'm looking at them crazy. Like,
how much is a pack of macaroni? A pack of pasta, rice? Listen, the internet is there. If you're telling me, and that's probably why she took it down, because she's getting dragged. If you're telling me you have a combined income of $120K and you living paycheck to paycheck, it's these two things. You're stupid and lazy.
You know what? We're going to end it there. Let us know what you guys think. Do you agree or disagree?
I'm Rhea.
Donnie.
Nice to meet you.
Fun fact about Donnie, he's a Marvel nerd. Are you into Marvel?
You know what? No. Like, my brother watches them, but I just can't get into anime.
Even I know it's not. Yeah, she called it. Guns N' Roses? Oh my God. Yeah, I don't really know about reggae.
She said the anime, my dude. Wakarimashita.
Okay.
Like, you can't not like Marvel. It's amazing. There's so many different things, and it's not anime. It's just like a bunch of superheroes who try to save everybody.
Yeah, I'll give it a chance.
You know what she's looking in her head? She's looking like, what a fucking loser. You can't not like Marvel. No, I'm going to say this. I don't know if you guys watching disagree or agree, but I'm going to say this, and I'm making the hot take. The current iteration of Marvel movies are fucking trash. I said it. I hate what this current iteration of Marvel movies has done to the movie industry itself. Listen, they were already for profit, but they have literally shot this shit into the fucking sky. We're getting redos, spin-offs, individual Marvel, and they are shitty scripts. They are for kids, and I hate that. I used to love reading Marvel comics, and I thought they were for adults. Now I read Thor, and he's a fucking loser made for dad jokes and moms to watch calmly. Like, I hate Marvel movies, okay? But I do love Marvel content. But right now, if you ask me which I prefer between the two, the people who I think are making the best content is DC. And I'm not talking about the movies, I'm talking about the cartoons. DC makes some fire-ass superhero cartoons. The best. So, I want to say that, all right? Because when I meet Marvel fans and they're just boasting about, like, oh, these movies, like, they're trash. 95% of these movies about Marvel movies are garbage. I said it. I got it off my chest. I didn't ever think we'd have a video where I could say all this. I'm glad I did.
I agree. I'm like the content of Marvel that I consume is the video games on the PS5. Like and I said the video games. It's not the video games. Is the Spider-Man video games? I believe they're well done, very well done. But as far as movies, the only Marvel movie that I really enjoyed was the original one, Blade 1.
You rejected me because I didn't like Marvel.
That's cheating.
Nerd!
No, hold.
Nerd!
That's
what she
cheating.
said.
That's
Nerd!
Cheating. No, that's not what she did. He rejected me because he's a fucking loser!
Nerd!
Loser! Not nerd can be cute.
Nah, not the way she says
Loser!
that.
That's what she's saying.
D&D
she
nerd.
said he a fucking loser. Because if she'd have walked in there and said, this guy's a D&D nerd. Fine. She said he's a fucking
Would have
loser.
been the same.
No.
To her, it's the same.
Maybe to her, but it doesn't mean the same thing socially. If I go into a room and say, oh, yo, the girl's a nerd, a lot of guys might like that. A lot of women are going to like that. There's going to be plenty of people. When you say the person...
A girl being a nerd and a guy being a nerd is not the same level of nerd. If a guy walks in, this girl is a nerd. Oh, okay. If a girl walks in the place packed up full of girls, and she says, this guy's a nerd. That's not good. They don't think it's cute.
You're wrong.
Okay.
You're absolutely wrong. And you know what? There's going to be a bunch of women in the comments right now saying, I love nerds. In fact, being a nerd is trendy. It is the new way of being in right now. You think I'm wrong? You guys let us know in the comments which one do you agree. Me or Preach, let us know.
I'm Donnie.
I'm Mia.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So tell me about you. What do you do?
Grew up in California, moved here 6 years ago.
I have a fun fact.
You got that?
She's like, yo, you familiar with this superhero?
She was trying to be the Flash.
Favorite Marvel movie character, anything like that?
Spider-Man.
You're absolutely lovely.
Don't do that. Don't.
The shit, we saw the jab. We saw that Twitch.
No, ma'am.
We saw that Twitch.
We don't need to hear it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm Don.
I'm Mia. Nice to meet you.
Mia?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. So, what do you like to do for fun?
I love going out and like exploring, trying to find out new places and things like that. But like 90% of the time, I'm at home knitting with my dog.
I love dogs. I have a dog myself.
Oh, what type of dog do you have?
He's like a mini golden doodle. So he's like, yeah, very fluffy. Like looks exactly like a teddy bear.
Doodles are so cute.
Yeah.
I love doodles.
I'm sorry.
I don't love you. Toodaloo.
You know what the best part about the button is?
But I don't love you.
Toodaloo. I'm not gonna lie, man. There's just something so fascinating at watching how much people can put up a fake face and have these conversations like they can't wait to get rid of the other person.
You're just not my type. Like I think you're beautiful, but
What's your type?
Probably like Asian girls. Yeah.
What's your type? My people, my motherfucking people. We keep it in the culture, you dig? No interracial, no race mixing, no confusion, no hybrids, no delineation. We keep it pure. You're Chinese, right? Yay! So why were you dating Korean? Ho, shut the fuck up! King Kong consciousness. There will be no snow bunny season this year. I see you, my brother. And I could see the self-hatred. You chose a white woman for one reason and one reason only. It's because deep down inside, you haven't gotten over the psychological slavery that the white man has put you through. And that's why you covet his woman. Because you think that if you are with his woman, you will be like the white man. But guess what, brother? Those shackles, they're fast and tight. And when the revolution comes, us Pan-African brothers won't be with you. Because we gonna understand you not for us, you for them. Because the biggest show of commitment that a man can make to the black cause is to marry a black woman.
All that is very long for, what's your type, niggas?
Oh, why do you have a racial preference?
I think there's just like that cultural disconnect that's kind of hard to get over.
Totally valid. Lovely to meet you.
No, you're great.
Sam.
Sam, Don, nice to meet you.
Oh, they fucked me up. They did this motherfucker dirty.
You said you like Asians? How about a weeb? I just hope he looks at you and says, so, how do you feel about tentacles? Like, I just feel like for her, I feel like for her, that's a question that works.
I like the outfit.
Thank
Do you always dress like this?
I do cosplay often. It's like I've been doing it for 10 years.
Is cosplay a little bit of a sex thing?
It's not something a sex thing for me. I've just never done it in cosplay before, but it is a very popular thing. Exactly. Why did you press the button?
I'm just not that attracted to you. I'm sorry.
Sure, thank you.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Christy. How about you?
Christy?
Bow chicka wow wow. Shout out to you, the cut. You brought on an Asian girl like he requested. But guess what? She gonna buzz him out.
Yeah. But
Christy?
Sure, thank you.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Christy. How about you?
Christy?
Bow chicka wow wow. Shout out to you, the cut. You brought on an Asian girl like he requested. But guess what? She gonna buzz him out.
Yeah. Buzz by your own.
Yeah.
Buzz by your own.
You know, all of a sudden you decide, listen, I'm only go for these black women, then these black women reject you all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's not happening like that. Then all of a sudden you start dating out that they mad because you got a white girl or whatever, like another one. You know what I'm saying? That happens sometimes. You're still a fucking race traitor. Yeah, some of you feel targeted. I'm talking to you. Who? Yeah, King Kong consciousness in the building. I see you, and I see those shackles.
So, what do you do for fun?
I love sports. Basketball, volleyball, tennis are like the three that I mainly play.
Okay.
But I'll play anything. It's because,
Sorry.
No worries. Yeah, why'd you press it?
I feel like we have like good like friend vibes.
How have you been feeling?
Kind of nervous. Like I don't know if you can tell, but my lip is quivering because I can't like contain my nervousness. Nice to meet you. I'm Christy.
I'm Alfred. Low key, every time I see a girl with bangs, all I want to do is just raise the hood and be like, "What you got here?"
What's under there?
Yeah.
So when you kiss her, you go like this? Just to see that.
I was like, oh my God, you a real estate agent? Because the land is big. All right, let's go.
Under my umbrella.
You imagine? It starts raining under this bitch. You just lift up her hair and be like,
yeah, whoo, shit.
Oh.
For the reason I said,
girl, you make me feel so safe.
Yeah.
Hey, Rihanna.
Real estate.
Hey, Rihanna.
But she grew into that forehead.
Hey, Rihanna be in two places at the same time. Forehead in Barbados, rest of her in America. I always said Rihanna with that forehead, she an honorary Ethiopian. Salam. Yenilich.
So what do you like to do for fun?
I like to hike, longboard, anything outdoors. I like to surf. I'm from California, so.
I think he beat you to it.
He beat me? Okay.
I'm sorry,
It's
I just
okay,
didn't feel the spark.
No, that's
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay, it's okay. Have a good one.
Alright. This is cringy. Hi.
Amy.
I'm Alfred. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Amy's celebrity crush is Joe Rogan.
Yeah, you really like him?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Like
I think it's the
looks or, like,
testosterone.
personality? I mean, I guess. He's a lot.
Yeah.
I feel so bad. Oh my.
Why'd you press the button?
You're just not my type. I'm so sorry.
He said, we can make jokes about race, but you can't joke about the other stuff, you know. What? Do it. I mean, I was just gonna say she might be a Joe Rogan fan, but she forgot the fitness stuff. I say.
God damn. You just like a look. You can't look. You can't like a look of a motherfucker.
Just say what it is. Just say what it is. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
Well, it is. You threw yourself in that shit. It's not a big deal. Yeah, it is.
Hold on. I want to ask this. We can make jokes about them not being interested because of a person's race. Yeah. Which they can't change. Yeah. But if I make a joke about the fact that they're not interested because of the person's weight.
Motherfucker, we just did.
But I'm saying, but you see the red tape, you felt it, right?
Well, you went there.
I mean, I went there because you went, nigga, do it. Cross the line. Yeah. Make the, but like, you see that? It's interesting, like, the whole time we had no reservation. Asian, black, white, whatever. We said it.
But that's what happened with the other chick when everybody was talking about, oh, yeah, he got this and that.
Yeah.
Whenever people was talking, oh, yeah, he's fat shaming her because he hugged her. And then after that, yeah, you rejected her. But the first thing she said is like, yeah, Asians.
I like Asians, yeah. So she can say that she can fetishize him for their Asianness. It's just interesting. But it doesn't matter.
Hey, I'm Anna.
I'm Alfred. Nice to meet you, Anna.
Nice to meet you.
Alfred wants a lot of kids.
You want a lot of kids? Like how many kids?
I don't know what a lot of kids is. I want like 4 eventually. Like,
that's kind of a lot.
What about you?
I don't want kids, no.
Like not at all?
Not really.
I'm so sorry.
The way he said it.
None at all. Gay! She looked like an elf. He buzzed the elf out.
You know what's funny is people are gonna get mad at him in the back room because he buzzed me because I didn't want kids. But
yes,
if you want kids, you should buzz them because they don't want
yes.
kids. Doesn't make you an
yes. Don't waste nobody's time. If someone wants kid, you don't want kid. It's not gonna work. Don't try to fucking work it out. No.
What's your dating age range?
Oh, well, I'm 36.
36.
I would say like 28 to
28.
40. What's yours? Am I an old lady?
Yes.
I'm an old lady.
This motherfucker never miss. Sank.
They're not even trying?
No, they're not trying.
Good Lord.
What are you looking for in a partner?
I'm looking for someone who can talk to me. Someone who could be real.
Yeah.
You know, someone who likes adventure, not just stay in, even though I do like staying in sometimes, but.
You're just not my type. I'm sorry.
What is your type?
Latinas?
You don't date outside of Latinas?
That seemed cringy. That is not what I meant. Shit. They're gonna think I'm an asshole.
Twitter's gonna drag the shit out of him for that one. He said, Latinas.
The big one was probably Latina. It depends what kind of Latina.
The Asian guy was like, I only date my own because of cultural thing. This man said Latinas.
Latinas.
How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you, Laura?
Alfred, nice to meet
Hi,
you.
nice to meet you.
What's your type, Alfred?
I'm looking for someone who knows who they want in life, someone who's confident.
When no one's around, what's your type? Latinas! Big titties, big ass. As soon as it goes for this up, well,
Yeah, I
I'm looking
would
for
like
someone
that.
that I can just drive and vibe with, someone I can get to know and have my family with, someone I could, someone that could me, cause I want to kin them. You feel me? There's a way that we can interweave a sense of connection, girl. We're gonna build this detention center where we're gonna get locked up, talk about shacked up, talk about booed up. The fuckboy came out quick. Let's carry on.
Independent.
Okay. But you also said something else.
And Latina.
Okay.
What about you?
I like a man who has his shit together. How old are you? I mean, I'm Latina.
What's up, babe?
Hi. I'm Laura. Sorry,
Jesse.
my hands are a little
Yeah,
sore.
I just texted him my insurance
Oh,
card.
nice.
How's your experience been? Good.
I mean,
Well, what's this guy being like, bro? I got shit to do. What the fuck am I doing here? Yeah, so,
what's your experience like?
Yeah, what are you feeling?
Good.
this is my first time doing this, but the girls.
Oh, that's a good question. How was that? How was walking into a sorority of women, all juiced up on whatever, you know? And how did you establish yourself in the hierarchy?
She's like, what the fuck is this? Is this guy some kind of social scientist? What a cringe lord.
Yeah.
Yo, please buzz him out, man.
I'm just kidding. but kind of not. Like, that's just like inherent, like human dynamic.
I mean, I don't know. I'm a friendly person and I'm really
You seem
honest.
like it.
Yeah, same for you. You seem just like super down to earth.
Laura has a serious shopping addiction.
To kind of clean that up, I'm a wardrobe stylist. So I'm always on the lookout for shopping and for things.
Okay,
and
so
I
it
buy.
sounds productive.
Jesse
What?
is addicted to nicotine patches.
Well, so people don't know nicotine is a nootropic. So a nootropic is something that helps your brain be good. But yeah, I think it's dangerous to be in a sober state for too long. For me,
Interesting.
Yeah.
What do you do for work?
run a company.
Oh, so you have a lot more freedom where you can.
Oh right, yeah.
Do you find each other attractive?
I do find you attractive.
I find you attractive too.
You think you want to go on a second date?
I mean, I would like to go on a second date.
I would.
All right, I'm gonna light up one more.
And then you know what's gonna happen?
Whoa.
And then you know what's gonna happen? He's gonna turn her and she's gonna work for him. In this big ass company, they're gonna do webcam shit. That's what I feel?
I just feel so cringy when I do this. Yeah, I'd like that. For sure. No, I'm just feeling the vibe, so there's just something about the way that we're communicating. I'm digging it. You digging it too? Good. I could do this, but on the inside I'm dying because I'm like, you fucking. But on the outside I'm like, I'm getting.
But
this
what are you
pussy.
doing exactly?
No, we about to fuck. Chill, bro. Because I'm making eye contact, and I know she looking and she digging it. You know what I mean? I'm speaking in a bit of a lower tone. I'm slowing down. You want to go? Yeah, I'm definitely down. I'd love to see you again. Absolutely. Yeah. Let me get your number. No, we can talk it out. We'll figure out the details. I'll plan the date. You know, I like to take control a little bit.
Oh. But you good? Yeah.
I can.
But you good.
But
you
I
good.
don't.
But you good at it. Yeah.
I mean, you talk to ladies, you just realize. And you know what I found out? I don't care enough to get laid to do all that. So I'm like this. Women find out. I'll be telling them. I like D&D. I like Dungeons & Dragons. I like anime. I like all this shit. I don't care if you like it or you don't. You don't need to participate.
No, you don't need
I like going out dancing. You're not invited, man. These are for me. I am what I am. And I'm not going to... But I understand the efficiency of being like that. Because this tone, this one right here, I understand. I get it. I know why the ladies like it. And I can talk like this. Sometimes I pick up the phone like, good day. Hello. Yes, God. I can do all that. But I'd rather just chill out and relax. So, that's what I was thinking when I was listening to this guy. What'd you think?
It's a cool shooter.
God, you thought it was a cool shooter?
It's a cool shooter.
God damn. Let's find out if he accepts a date.
All right, I'm gonna light up one more time, and if you don't press me, you will win the button, and you get to go on a second date.
No, press it. Press it. Do it for the content.
Sorry. I think I had the second guess.
You said you go on a second date.
I certainly would. Yeah, I think I would. I think you're great. But
you just rejected her.
Yeah, I went with my gut.
It's a cool shooter. She dodged one.
I think he's just high. He's
on
giving me-
nicotine?
On something else.
Yo.
The way he's moving about.
Man.
So it has to be a very strong, overwhelming yes. Otherwise, I catch myself, and then I default to no. I'm an insane person.
I think that was the right choice that he made, to be honest.
All right.
She said, I think he's crazy.
Thank you. Yikes. I don't know. Game time. Body. Functions. I feel so bad. She was so sweet.
This nigga's hot. Yeah.
Let me just say this. Don't trust any man with nail polish. I'm just saying. Said it before. Did it again. Just no. That's all I got. Anything else you want to say?
It's a cool shooter.
All right. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. We want to hear from you.
It's a cool shooter.
Someone asked me this question, so I figured you could help me answer.
Yeah, what's
Having lived both between America and and Canada, we've lived between both. What are some of the big differences that you feel living between here and across the board?
When you go down south in the States, it's a bit like...
Let's stop. We're going to just start at the first stop. When you go from your country of Canada to the country of America, what's the difference? First off, which country of America? Because America is like 40 different countries all jump up to one. My experience in Texas is not my experience in Florida. It's not my experience in the DMV. It's not my experience in California. And it's not my experience in New York. I'm just speaking generalities. Some of the big differences, it's just so much safer, period.
Where?
Like, you can live in a major city in Canada and not have to lock your door in a lot of neighborhoods.
You could.
Sometimes I forget to lock. It's not something I really worry about.
You could.
There's a couple break-ins here and there, but it's not that dangerous.
We're not saying that there's no break-ins and there's not danger. I know there's some Canadians gonna be like, yo, the 6?
Even the 6?
The 6? Where people, yes, there's people that are shooting. It's getting crazy in the 6, Toronto, for those who don't know. But the worst parts of Canada
are the best parts of America. I feel like that's a John Legend song. The worst of me is the best of them. I don't know. You said it, and it sounded like John Legend. That's what But all this to say, like, safety is just different.
Safety is different.
Yeah, like there's a certain awareness that I have when I'm visiting certain places or when I was living in Los Angeles, in some parts that I was staying at, which is different than here. When I go to Brazil, it feels different. You know it right away. And so safety, you guys look at the numbers too, like it's just a completely different ballgame.
But there are a whole lot more people, so I can understand that like the safety is a bit different. You know what I mean? There's a whole lot more people. It's more compact. It's
not though. It's actually not.
Oh, yeah, in big cities.
It's not more compact.
It's not.
It's actually not more compact. One thing you'll notice about like living in the States too,
is there are just huge city sprawls. Everything is spread out. That's actually one of the big problems. Other than New York, like you go to Florida, bitch, if you ain't got a car, you're not going nowhere.
Florida is crazy.
I lived out in Van Nuys for some time. Okay, this is like northern part of Los Angeles, right? I had homies who would stay down Hawthorne or Long Beach, like. And that's a whole trip.
And you didn't call them
homies. We not seeing each other unless it's like Thanksgiving.
We're not homies. We're pen pals.
Yeah. Send me a letter.
Send me a letter. It will be easy. Yeah,
that's another problem. Like one thing I like, at least my experience here in Montreal and even Vancouver, I could probably say this is like things are a lot more compact, and the city planning is much more efficient, so it allows for good public transport, which is another big deal. Public transport in most Canadian cities, not all, but most, is far more efficient than what I've seen from most American cities. That's part of it's just city planning. It's just everything's so spread out. Everything is like sectioned off into neighborhoods. So you live in your hood, you really live in your hood. You know what I'm saying? There's people who live in the same city who have never crossed over to the other side.
We have hoods. They have woods. Like it's so far apart. It's like you're gonna, okay, mommy, I'm gonna off to see my friend. I'm going on a journey. Oh shit, I forgot the ring. Yeah, because I got to bring the ring to Mordor on the way to Brooklyn. Even the people that live in there's so many people that say that they live in LA, and I'm like, where? When I first went to LA, I'm like, yeah, oh shit, I'm gonna talk to my fans. I'm like, yeah, I'm in LA, and motherfuckers like, oh yeah, I'm right there. Where you at? I'm like, you're not right there. That's not even LA. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I'll say another thing that's so we talked about the public transport. Another thing that's very, very different: cost of living. Like, yes, we have our issues here with cost of living, and it's growing to some degree, but it's not like major cities in the States.
No.
You guys, the cost of living is crazy high. Be it produce, be it food, be it rent. Like, I would tell people what I would get for rent, and my American friends like, shut the fuck up. They would get mad hearing what my rent price, because I know what they were. I remember my rent prices when I was living out in Los Angeles, and it's still not comparable to what I have here in Montreal with inflation. With all the, because I lived there, what was it, maybe 9 years ago now? Back then, it was still substantially more expensive than what it is today here in Canada for me, with all the rent hikes that have been happening over time. So you can imagine the cost of living is completely different. And people don't really take that in, but when your rent is really high, you don't have time to go do other stuff because you're working extra shifts to be able to make your bills. You don't have a disposable income to be able to launch your products or launch your ideas or your businesses because you got to work extra shifts to pay your bills or pay any debt you've accrued from school. So having that kind of financial flexibility living up here allowed me to be much more creative and actually start this YouTube channel. So those are some of the things that kind of helped out. That's one of the big differences I noticed in terms of cost of living. Now, of course, some of you watching be like, well, in rural, listen, we're not talking about rural parts. We're talking about most of the major cities that people want to live in. And so the experience in Dallas, Texas is not going to be the same thing as fucking
Mobile, Alabama.
Or, Columbus, Ohio. Sorry, Columbus, Ohio sounds cool on paper. Nobody wants to visit. So I'm just saying these are the things between the major cities that I know is difference.
There's one thing. Whenever I visit the States, I have a hard time eating. If food is I have a hard time eating. Because to find food, it's fine if you want junk.
Yeah.
But if I want good food, like, I don't want every meal to have cheese. You know what I mean? Slack on the cheese, on the bacon, on the double size, triple size motherfuckers, on the beef.
My blood pressure went up.
That's what I'm saying, bruh. It's really...
Though, I will say in your defense, when we talk about blood pressure, Chick-fil-A's worth it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna have Chick-fil-A every day.
I mean...
Yeah, you're waffle fries.
Chick-fil-A's worth it. Waffle fries. For free.
Yeah, but you don't know the real spots. Here, I don't have to know the real spots. You don't have to know the real spot. There's gonna be food. Like, food deserts, you don't really have that out here.
True.
You have plenty of that in the States. You could go, I could drive for blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks, and there's nothing but fast food. Like here, I could find a little something.
True.
Even in rural spots, I could find a little spot, a little something.
Fucking Denny's everywhere in this bitch.
Yeah, over there.
They got IHOPs and Denny's everywhere.
Yeah.
They love their chains and Walmart's. Walmart's pretty much own the small cities.
Super center.
Which is fucking wild in itself. The Good.
You could do a lot of opportunities there to make
Yes,
money.
financially, opportunities in terms of financial like mobility in America is very, very high because there's so much money and so much capital. If you got good products or good business ideas, and there's such a huge amount of people that you can sell stuff to, amazing place to start up businesses. I will say, having left Ethiopia and moved to Canada, I think the South of America is the only time I felt Southern hospitality, that kind of warm feeling that you get from people around you. Now, there's not everywhere in the South, but when I was in New Orleans, which is still my favorite city in the States, I loved the way people talked to each other when I was staying there for a few months. So my experience was really pleasant. I think I like American people. I know everybody be like, these niggas. I personally, when I go down there, I enjoy my time around America. Oh, you know what? This one's so underrated. This one's so underrated. It is one of the greatest privileges that we have living in this country.
What happened?
You ready for this one? Yeah. You're not ready for this one.
No, I'm not.
None of y'all ready for this. And I'm gonna say this, and you're like, what the fuck? Yo, one thing that America doesn't do well that we do amazing up here. You ready? Tap water.
Yeah!
That's a game changer.
That's a fact.
Yo.
Yeah!
My American homies come up here and I give them a glass. He's like, yo, this shit's delicious. What about tap?
That's tap. Yeah. Yeah.
You hear that?
No. You got a point. 1 2 1 2.
Okay.
That tap water is nice.
Delicious. And I don't like if you don't have a Brita filter or whatever it is. Like I remember staying in some Airbnbs and I'm like getting thirsty all the time, and the tap water over there is radioactive, turn you to a superpower or some shit. So I'm like, I can't touch it. I can't drink it. But I come back up here and I get me a glass. I go. Exploiting the natives was worth it.
But then again,
and so I'm always grateful every time I drink that tap water.
It's just crazy that you wash, you bathe in that water, but you can't drink it. You know what I mean?
Airlines. I like flying. You can't fly in this fucking country.
Here?
Everything is so stupid expensive.
Yes.
And the States, if you want to fly within the country, there's some amazing flights and there's so much competition due to capitalism and the fact that they have a good market that you have so many competing airlines lowering the prices of fares. So flying to travel from the States is very accessible.
So right now I'm going to Florida.
Yeah.
But I got my boy Mike that he's in a different place of Florida. I might just take a flight.
Yeah.
For a couple of days.
Yeah.
Because it's worth it.
It's worth it. And it's cheap.
It's cheap. It's like the flying thing. That's a big thing.
It costs me less to go to fly to Europe than it does to fly to Toronto or fly to fucking Vancouver. You get what I'm trying to say? That's how crazy our flights are. I'll say this. If you like doing anything, you can find anything and everything in America.
Yep.
I feel like when you come here to the north, like, yeah, there's a lot to do, but not anywhere near as much stuff to do as there are in the States. So in terms of leisure activities, niche stuff, you can find everything over there, whereas here it's a lot more limited in that sense. So that's definitely a thing.
If we talk about the East Coast, I have one thing negative to say about the States. Sorry,
Go ahead, yeah.
The girls.
What's wrong with the late women?
Your girls don't look that good, man.
What you talking about?
In the States?
You shitting on the American women?
In peep game. In Montreal got the girls. If you go to New York,
you don't like New York women?
They're a bit rough. And the one that are nice, they speak to you like they man. Yo, what's up, son?
That's cap.
What's up, son?
That's cap for me.
That's cap for you?
I think American women look great.
Not the East. And then when we talk about if you talk about Florida, it's either they're not from there or they're really done up and stuff. But yeah, like y'all rough.
And that wasn't my experience, but that's Preacher's experience. So that's what it is. Hey, listen, you about to get.
Let me know your DM if you're not part of the rough ones. You know, and you better have an unlocked Instagram profile,
right?
So I could testify.
Another one. Our politics are super boring. That's one thing America does better. America does politics way better than we do.
Yo, Andrew Schultz said some shit.
I mean, you
that
watch
was
Parliament
great.
over here.
He was talking about Bernie Sanders, and he was like Bernie ain't got merch. Because he was talking about Trump.
Hey, listen.
Trump got merch. We don't got Trudeau ain't got merch. All you motherfuckers are not from Canada like Trudeau because you don't live here.
We elected our first brown guy to be the leader of one of the parties, and this nigga, the moment he became elected, forgot how to make curry. Bruv, I don't know what happens with our politics. They're so boring. They remove any flavor out of any individual.
They're boring as fuck.
So I will say that's another L for Canada. A third L for Canada that America doesn't have to deal with. Well, actually, we kind of export it to you guys. Drake. He's from here, but he lives in your country now. So I think that's an L we got to share. America made him popular.
You know what? I don't really mind Drake.
Drizzy?
Drake? The one that wanted to hide the baby from the world, but the world would hide the baby? Drake? That's one of the best skit ever.
Tell me what's really going on.
That's me! That was great. That's Drake? I don't mind Drake. Drizzy Drake.
Kiss Me Through the Phone. Still Netflix.
I don't mind. I don't mind
him.
I don't mind that guy.
He is the main.
He does it.
Grassy.
Arby Graham in a wheelchair. Drake.
Yes.
The nigga that got bodied by Pusha T.
He said that.
The nigga that want to hide his kid from the world, but the world don't want to hide from his kids.
That was great. Drake. Yo, shout out Soulja Boy.
That's a moment.
You made that moment really good.
So those are some of the things. So if you guys are wondering about moving to Canada, we try to list some pros and cons. I just did off the top of my head. I didn't even think about this stuff. There's probably more. But yeah, those are some of the little things, I think. Yeah. If you guys like this breakdown or if you guys want to get any corrections. But I think everything we said is pretty accurate. I'd be very surprised. I mean, I seen it with my own eyes, so maybe y'all feel different. You have a different experience.
But if you feel different, you have to have traveled. Hey. Don't come up in the spot being like, no, our shit is better, my bitch is better, my trip is better, when you haven't traveled. Okay, if you haven't traveled, if you haven't come up north, if you haven't traveled a bit around the world, stop. You're not even part of this conversation.
I go to America 4 to 5 times a year, and I travel all across. I spend long periods of time out there. I love it out there. Right, that's why people are like, I don't hate it. I think it's amazing and it's all right. I wouldn't live there, want to raise my kid. That's me personally, for different reasons. Save some of them I already listed before. Oh, another negative. Oh, America is a very diverse country, but it's super racially segregated.
Very.
When I was in Los Angeles, that's one of the most surprising things. Like, Mexicans stay with Mexicans. Yep. Blacks stay with blacks.
Asians with Asians.
And they do not mix. And I'm not talking about like, they don't hang out. They literally live in sequestered areas where you do not see crossover 95% of the time. It was a really weird thing to understand, like, the racial demographics, statistically speaking, and be there and realize, like, oh, y'all live together, but y'all don't live together.
No.
And so that's probably another con that I would put. And I don't like that personally.
You don't like that?
Just because it feels like it breeds into animosity between the groups. I feel like here we intermingle a lot better than I see them over there.
Yeah, because our ghettos is just, oh, what is this ghetto? What kind of ghettos? Ghetto?
Yeah.
There's a lot of there's gonna be predominantly like one group, but there's gonna be other groups within that.
And it will be weird to see them walking around.
Yeah, if we talk about Parkex, you got some Greeks over there, but you also got all the Pakistani and all the Indians and Sri Lanka and all that thing. You got that, but you got Greeks, you got Arabs, you got a little bit of...
And they all live the same area. Yeah. So that was a weird thing. This is not the case in every city in the States. No. But in some of the major cities, I noticed that was a thing pretty consistently. Yeah. So that was probably another con for me.
We don't serve your kind around here, boy.
Yeah, so... Yeah, that's pretty much it. You got anything else?
No.
All right, boom. So, Andrew Tate says, you're not stupid, and he's talking to one of the victims. You're not stupid, and you can probably guess how I make so much money. I have to hide what I'm really doing. And the victim says, the webcam? And he says, I've been doing this for a long time with a team of girls working on video chat. The company was fake, but this is how I laundered my dirty money. Some of the girls who worked for me, I used them to do other things, to move money or illegal things, documents, and I will never do that with you. If you aren't aware, Tate's in prison in Romania. Some people say he's innocent, other people say he's guilty. And you guys remember us? We said wait till the evidence comes out and we'll find out. Well, a lot of evidence has been coming out. That prosecutor's office in Romania has been leaking a lot. And
how can you be a prosecutor's office and leaking that much?
That's always do it. They do it on purpose.
Yeah?
Yeah, they leak what they want to the press. You have to understand.
It's a whole game.
Winning a case for them is not just winning a case. There's a lot of ego involved. These people want to win these big cases. But when the FBI says it's got a 96, 98 conviction rate, the reason why is because they like that shit on their resume. They take on cases they know they're going to win, and they only put forth the case when they know they're going to win. Yeah. And so this kind of thing right here, have you seen what they leaked?
No, I haven't seen what they leaked.
Listen, they didn't prosecute Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate prosecuted Andrew Tate. My homie was self-snitching.
Oh, that bad.
Watch the tape.
No, basically...
Watch the tape.
Trafficking, we have three things: force, fraud, or coercion. Force, obviously, that's like being in chains and, not being allowed to leave. Fraud, being kept there under false pretenses. If there's an element of fraud in the way that you are enticing somebody or keeping somebody in a particular position to work for you, and if it's in the sex business, that's sex trafficking or coercion. Let's kind of look at one of his very first videos that he did. These are his words, not my words.
When you say webcam company, people assume, oh, it's just a sex fest. But in reality, it's a shitload of people management. The HR category of the webcam business is the largest and most important thing. You're effectively taking girls, teaching them how to make unlimited money from home, and then making sure they give it all to you. Your goal is to inspire a girl to make money. So the way you're going to do that is you have to have some element of influence, and you're going to have that element of influence through her respecting you, looking up to you, and her believing she needs you. And this is extremely important, because at the beginning she will need you, but then she won't need you. But you have to keep that fallacy, keep that dream alive.
Fallacy, that's his word. And what is fallacy? Fraud.
That's a pimp. That's exactly what a pimp does.
I knew some street pimps. I've known them for a long time. Straight street pimping is a completely... In fact, no, it's not a completely different game. The psychological aspect is the same. She can't do this without you, to ensure that she doesn't do it without you. At the beginning, she can, but there'll become a point she can't. But you being here, it synergizes this teamwork energy. We're going to do this together. Yeah, you go on the camera. Don't worry, I'll talk to the guys. I'm going to talk to them. We're a team. Happy, positive teamwork. There's no negative energy in this business.
You imagine you talking to this hot blonde girl and you webcam with her and you sending her messages and you find out it's actually just a bald-headed top G on the other side. You thought you were talking to a bitch named Mercedes. Turned out it's a nigga obsessed with Bugattis.
I'm just saying.
That's why. I'm sorry.
Well, the reason why I'm having this face is because the amount, I didn't realize how much foot and mouth could contain.
Oh, he's fucking up. Oh, they got all the receipts on this guy. And it gets worse.
You have to be positive. So by you typing for the girl, you maximize your money, and also she believes she needs you, which is extremely important. Another reason you use Chaturbate is because they will pay you in Bitcoin. And this is amazing because you've all seen the thought audit shit that's going on. You've all seen the fucking legalities of banking. Trying to get money out of these sites into your bank without paying a shitload of tax is actually very difficult.
See, it's that whole avoiding taxes. And it's not legal to do that.
So in the last 6 months, Chaturbate have released a Bitcoin option. So they'll pay you in Bitcoin. Tax is also another important element for controlling your woman. You're not going to pay anybody tax because you're getting paid in Bitcoin. So you don't need to pay tax to anybody. Tell your girl that you're paying the tax. Because girls are lazy, and girls are stupid, and girls don't understand how taxes work. So the girl's working with you, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, we made this much money, but I'm going to pay the tax to make sure we don't get in trouble. She'll sit there and go, okay. Now that allows you to do two things. One is another control element. If I work with him, my tax is not a problem. If I do it alone, I have to deal with taxes. Taxes are complicated. It allows you to pay her a smaller percentage. So I used to pay my girls 30%. So for every $10,000 they made, I give them 3, and I keep 7. They thought they were on 50%, and I said that the disparity is because of taxes. So you're on 50%, we get to pay the tax first, and then it's 50-50. So really you're paying 30, you tell them you're paying 50, the difference is in the tax. That's where the disparity lies, taxes. If they don't believe you or they want to get fresh or whatever, print out some tax forms. I used to do this all the time. I used to print out some random tax forms and say, yeah, sign here and sign this. What is it? It's for the tax. You want to pay the tax or not? Okay, and they just sign away. They don't know what the fucking signing. Let's throw them away afterwards. But they think something's happening. Something real is happening. Nothing's happening except me get rich, bitch.
So we started. All right, he's already admitted to tax evasion and fraud.
I mean, it's not a mission. This
is a course he's running. He's teaching people.
That's what he's teaching. He doesn't mean he's doing that now. I'm just playing devil's. It's a very hard job. I'm not.
So.
Hey.
He said that's what he was doing with these girls. That's what he said he was doing.
Yeah.
The women saying he did this to us.
Oh.
What, you think they're going to look at the bank records and see that the money, oh, he was paying them 50-50? What you think? Let's be honest. If someone admits to what they're doing, just believe them.
But to his defense, I got nothing.
Guys, he's self-snitching.
So what you're telling me is that they got him on frauding the girls and defrauding the government. Is that what you're saying?
I just want you guys to understand, like, just here, we're not even going to the human track, just right there. This man was stealing from the people that were working for him.
Right there.
He didn't even care. He said, I'm getting rich, bitch. Fuck you. He didn't care. He was stealing from it. If that's your job, how would you feel about that? Would you not want this person charged for that crime? Listen, if my employer even stole $1 an hour from me, I'd be pissed. Thousands every single month?
Something real's happening. Nothing's happening except me get rich, bitch. You have to girls. You cannot do a business relationship with a female, and I'll tell you why. Women have sex with somebody. If they're not fucking you, they're fucking somebody else. And that other person she's fucking is going to have the control over her mind, as opposed to you. And if he controls her mind and you don't control her mind, once she starts to pick it up a bit after a few weeks, a few months, whatever, and realizes how to make money on her own, or she's going to run off and pay her boyfriend, or them two are going to go traveling in Southeast Asia and she's going to work as she goes, or she's going to go to her boyfriend and say, look, fuck it, you type for me. Oh yeah, but you're always working. I have to do some traveling and you can't come. I want to bring you with me. Traveling's a great one because the thing about this business is mobile. If you can find a good Airbnb with good internet, you can run it somewhere else. So it's a good little caveat to throw in. And you're always working. Why don't you work for me so we spend more time together? Work for you doing what? Say, I'll have a webcam business. Oh, I don't want to do that. So, okay, I know you don't want to do that, but listen, come, let's have a meeting. Let's just talk about it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Fine. But let me explain it to you properly. In fact, I'll bring one of the girls who works for me. You, your bottom bitch, the new girl, you go out for fucking a nice dinner. Your bottom bitch is the one who does the selling. You don't do the selling. The girl has to hear from a girl. And this is where your bottom bitch has to be trained. That's why I said it's so important to have a good first girl.
Remember Ghislaine Maxwell? That was the girl that recruited for Jeffrey Epstein. Almost identical to what he's talking about here.
You guys remember? So this is why this is important, this portion right here. It doesn't prove anything, but it is one of the little pieces of evidence that they add in for the whole trafficking charge. Basically, he has a woman, okay, who used to be a former police officer in Romania. She's the one who does the recruiting and the managing of the women. Why? Because women are much more likely to be roped into these kinds of things if they're hearing it from another woman. So when he sets up his organization, right, because they're accusing him of running a criminal organization. He has the woman who he calls his bottom bit, right, to recruit the other women. Okay, now, there's some transcripts, because they did some wiretaps, they seen their phones, they see all their technology. So there's some conversations that they're using now. I want you to also know the context of the country's in. Andrew Tate is a foreigner living in Romania as a rich person.
Trying to fucking steal from the government?
And he's also spoken about the reason why he left the UK to go to Romania is because, you know what I mean, laws are a little bit lax. They're not like, it's not as repressive. So this is how he talks about Romania and going to jail there, okay? This is pulled from his PC, and then it was leaked to the press, okay? So this is something that they got.
Romanian court, so there's some, oh no, not a court in Romania. Dude, they're corruption free, as we all know. Put me in jail, I'm gonna walk in there with a pile of money like this. Boom, get some hoes, this cell's mine. I'm ready, put me in jail. I don't give a fuck. You think they're court case, shove it up your mouth. Get me out of jail. The law says you're guilty. I said get me out of jail. Don't go see a lawyer to talk about the law. I've committed multiple felonies. How much does it cost to make this all go away?
Also, when you're a real G, is that you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. You gotta go to Poland, you gotta go to Warsaw, fucking Dubai, Miami. Anyone who watches State Confidential knows I'm all over the place. So I end up with all these chicks just stuck in their house, sitting there, bored, completely in love with me. And of course, they don't go out. They're not allowed out. You stay in the house. You don't go nowhere. You're not, no restaurants, no clubs, nothing.
But here's even the kicker. Looking at private videos that are part of the police file, from the following passages from the context of this content, there is no doubt a deep lack of respect for the legal norms and a total indifference to the social protected values that the defendant gives proof of. Also, the attitude of disregard towards women in general, which he perceives only as a mean of getting his content released. In other words, making money. The judge cannot agree with the support of the defense in the sense that the video contents presents only one character and cannot be taken into account since the defendant exhibits the same attitude in the relations with the injured persons and is evident from the content of the conversations that are in these criminal prosecution files.
Basically, the judge's like, nah, the way you act in real life is how you're talking about these videos. So I'm not going to not use them as evidence. I cannot use them as evidence because they match. Let's get to the transcripts. Because people are saying...
Wait, you got more?
Oh man, when I say, listen, and just a pro tip, if you're a criminal watching, do not use WhatsApp, okay? Do not use WhatsApp to do any of your criminal activity. They keep a record. There are records, there are logs, and it's easily traceable.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you this. Don't use your phone. Do not use your phone. I'm talking about, I've had friends that were in instances where they crossed the borders and they have certain software that can tap in your phone and get the deleted items. You can always go get the deleted items. So that's the reason why they have burner phones. Don't use your phone. Actually, you have to use a phone, crack it, and keep on going. You know those flip phones? That's pretty much what you would have to use.
All right.
So, yeah, I digress.
So these are leaked transcripts from the stenographer, either in the court case or leaked from the prosecutor's office. The reason why they're doing this is they like the media attention being involved in this. The prosecutor may probably have some ego involved, and he wants to let everybody know, I'm going to be the person who takes down Andrew Tate. And listen, it only matters if he's got evidence to back it up, and he's done some digging. And it seems that during their 8 months of searching and their raids on the compound, they found quite a lot.
Oh my God.
Okay, so this is how Andrew Tate apparently manipulates one of the victims into flying to Romania by promising marriage. Then discusses said victim as a commodity to be used for making money. Andrew Tate says, you have to understand that once you're mine, you'll be mine forever. A woman never leaves her man, and I'll be the last man in your life. What do we do if we fall in love and I kidnap you to bring you to Bucharest? And then the girl replies, I don't think it's kidnapping if I want to come. First, I have to see in your eyes that you will never be able to live without me, and then I can trust you to show you everything. Bring a ring when you come. This is what the girl said. He says, can you be loving enough to be a wife? To always be on my side wherever I go? To talk to zero men besides me? You have to move to Romania with me to keep an eye on you. You're mine. Don't ever forget that. And she says, but can I trust you? He says, yes, you can. We'll meet in Romania, and I want to know you're committed and serious about marriage. Yes, I'm serious. And when she gets there, he's like, well, we're not getting married. I want to turn you into a cam girl. Okay? So they're basically establishing that the way that he's getting these people involved in the whole business is through fraud. And if you remember what the guy said earlier in regards to some of the criteria that need to be met, okay? One of them is fraud. And that's what they're trying to establish with these conversations when they're released. So even though this conversation doesn't seem bad to you, you have to understand by the letter of the law and how they define human trafficking. This is one of those elements that they might incorporate in order to make that charge stick. Basically, he wasn't telling these people, hey, I'm running a cam business, come down. He's like, I want to marry you. You're going to fall in love with me. You're going to fall in love with me. He gets them all the way down to Romania inside of his compound. Then he springs it on him with who? His modern. So Andrew Tate says, you're not stupid. And he's talking to one of the victims. You're not stupid, and you can probably guess how I make so much money. I have to hide what I'm really doing. And the victim says, webcam? And he says, I've been doing this for a long time with a team of girls working on video chat. The company was fake, but this is how I laundered my dirty money. Some of the girls who worked for me, I use them to do other things, to move money or illegal things, documents, and I will never do that with you. Basically telling the girl, you're different from the others. I make them do the really illegal stuff. Again, they have it right here in the wiretaps, okay? Him admitting to this stuff. This is going to be used in court, and you're going to have a hard time explaining this one away. What is this money laundering that you were doing?
You can't go to the court and be like, hey, what happened was... Scratch your head and figure shit out.
Okay, so now here comes the next part. This is I think the biggest one. Tate's angels, meaning the bottom, the two women. I mean, that's what they call them, bro. What would you want me to say? This is what it reads.
Charlie's? They don't want to say hoes?
Hey, man, listen. These are the women who work for him. The Ghislaine Maxwells. If you don't make money, we're going to have a problem. Punch yourself in the mouth until I arrive, because then I'll give you another 10, you incurable slacker. And the other girl says, I'll break you when I get there. And the victim says, what did I do? And the bottom is, you have 1 hour and 10 minutes to disappear. And the victim says, but what did I do? You're down 20%, 4 days since you posted. And she says, if Andrew looks to see you if you posted TikToks, you won't even have time to pack. You're flying off the balcony straight away. So, what does this conversation really mean? This is where this is important. It might not mean much to y'all because you're like, well, when they're taking this in conjunction with everything else, the fraud element involved, the coercion element, the aspect of like lying about what they're really going to be doing there, the fact that this girl who works for Tate is saying she's going to be punching the girl 10 times when she gets there, that there's these threats of violence, the one saying like if Andrew Tate gets home, you're going to be flying off the balcony. Is that literally? Probably not, but there is some element there of threats of potential violence if you don't do what's needed. When you take that to court, and these are conversations that are happening in private, You understand? They're going to take this into strong consideration when they're making their case. They're going to be like, how do you explain this stuff? Oh, we're just joking. We're not going to actually make her... Well, then why is the victim terrified? Oh, she's just lying and making... You think that's going to really be a real defense in court?
You know the thing is, there's some people that are not going to believe that.
Of course.
There's going to be a lot of guys that are going to be like, yeah, it ain't that bad, it ain't that bad. And you know why? Because they actually talk like that. They talk like that with their girls. The girls... I'm saying guys, but I'm talking girls do the same shit. Oh my God, I swear, I'm gonna punch you in your mouth. And people talk like that on a regular basis. I was astonished at the fact, the language that some people use with their friends or with their loved ones. Yeah, but it's just, I'm just talking. It's just this, it's just that. Whenever you talk to them or whenever you check them, so, yo, listen, you cannot talk to me any kind of way. You can't talk to me about you're gonna punch me in my face. You can't tell me that you're gonna kick me in my throat. You can't do shit like that. But you know, man, it's just talk. It ain't real.
These people are gonna be super motivated to do this. Tate moved from the UK to Romania because the justice in the UK said it was too prejudicial and they were going to come after him strong. Romania is more lax. You went to Romania, acted a fool, wanted to say anything and do anything and engage in illegal activity. Listen, you fucked around and you found out. You got to hold that L. Nobody told you to self-snitch.
That's not fucked around. That's not
like
fucking
people
around.
just getting on camera and just calmly admitting to criminal activity is so crazy to me. People say, why would anybody do that? Why would people do that and be a public personality? Because some people got ego. Because some people don't know how to stay away from the fucking cameras because they head too big. Look at Sam Bankman-Fried, right? Dude ran FTX. Turned out to be a big old fraudster. After the fraud was discovered, you know what this idiot was doing? He was getting on live television, doing interviews, incriminating himself further. And those interviews that he did after being found out are going to be used against him in court. Why? Because some people can't stop themselves from doing stupid fucking things. And I'm sure if he had a lawyer at the time and caught, like telling him what to do, they would say, don't do any interviews. But he couldn't help himself. Why? Because his ego.
I'm just really here to see where it goes. I'm going to see where it goes. Because like Abba said, if that's what they leaking to the press, they got some bigger thing. Bangers. Bars. Jail bars. But they got something bigger. And what they're going to do to court is going to be something else. It's going to be something crazier. If that's what they choose to leak to court, anyways, all that to say, I'll wait. I'll stand by here. It's just there's a lot of Kanye complex that I call.
All right, guys.
You go on a podcast and you say,
I'll be back after